Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we are going to be doing something just a little bit different than normal. We are going to be doing a lot of treasure map testing, to say the least. Of course, this week's event is to do a bunch of treasure hunt, and I've been meaning since the most recent patch to get data on the hourly rate of them. Of course, it was increased this patch as of when they added a repeat button to the map, so now it is slightly quicker. And I'm not sure how much time that shaves off, or how many more maps, or how many more resources we'd be able to get per hour from it, but that is what we're basically going to be testing today. Going to be a little hard to track down every single resource. I guess we'll just go record our gold, glory, souls, and gems, because trait stone gains wouldn't really be that easy to track, as well as, well, I guess it kind of would be. We'd have to track by 15, but we're already going to be tracking how many maps we do, how many event gems we gain, and I guess we'll keep track of, oh no, every single 15. I guess we could technically track that. I would need to keep a different location to track that, though. Because we have too many things we're going to be tracking here. But that is one of the main goals of the day. We're still going to be messing with Undine and all that kind of stuff as well. But it's mainly going to be a bulk of maps today. Hello, Alfie! And no, I cannot make you a mod. Let's see. Have we got an Undying team? Yes, this is what we end up doing for Undying. Might as well start with that, if anything else. But yeah, as far as Undying, we've been using primarily this team all the way over here. There aren't really too many of them, that is for sure. We've been running a Scotty version of it. Basically, anything with Azura Undying tends to be pretty good. That's basically the core combo of what you need in order to actually use the team. Everything else just depends on what you really have, or how many merfolks, or what merfolks you really want to use for the kind of team composition. Yep, our subscribers are a nice even number. 2-year anniversary of the channel is coming up soon too. Very soon. 26 is the 2-year anniversary of us doing this. So it's pretty much right around the corner. What is that, like 3 weeks? Not even 3 weeks. A little bit less. Okay, why is there no purple or in the other color we need? Every single time. Okay, we'll just go take some browns, I guess. That'll be good enough. Do we take that blue? I would say probably yes. We'll take it that way. Tried for a double green, didn't get it, obviously. He better not start with anything. We haven't even gotten our team operational. There we go, now we did. It's like, we're not operational yet. 1 second later, now we are. Okay, we'll go through a Corvesh down. What else? Take that. Get a Zero so we don't, or so we can have another Corvash available. Oh, we even got HP reduction. Very nice. We'll go move that. Go get another Corvash down. Did we do that first? Let me actually go and silence these two just so we don't have to deal with them. One less thing to deal with. Get an Azura in there. Nice Cascade. Take a Skull. Get some mana. Actually, I didn't even need the mana aspect of that, but oh well. Oh no, Azura's about to die. Luckily in PvP that doesn't really matter as much. But we'll go throw. You know what? I actually didn't need to throw that one down. I kind of just gave him a free Skull that I didn't need to do. But we had no way to know where it would Cascade. We'll go and throw this down just for damage while we still have all the submerges. Because, of course, every single time you cast anything, that troop loses its submerge. And then we get a Skate to kill it. Doesn't even matter if it has any mana. And we even get a Queen Mab summoned just to replace out our first slot. Not like we needed it. But if that was Guild Wars, that would have been pretty useful. Because could be used on Guild Wars. Similar to any kind of team that's built around it. With like more merfolks and stuff like that. It's not the greatest. It still needs a few more merfolk or a merfolk hero before it can really be usable. As far as blue heroes, there isn't really much to use. If I'm not mistaken, it's only actually, what are blue heroes? I didn't even double check that yet. I believe it's only the isn't it only the knight class? Is there not another blue hero? Because knight is useless. Archer, no. Let's see. Green, red, yellow, purple, brown, blue, of course knight, brown, purple, wait, there's 4 purples? 5 purples? I think one of those isn't purple. Yellow, purple, red, brown, and red. Yeah, there's only one blue hero class, and it's like the most useless hero class in the game. The only one that's competing for it for absolute worst is Warden, but even Warden in some instances is usable, whereas Knight class, not so much. But yeah, I didn't notice that. It's the only blue hero class. They need more blue hero classes, unless I missed one. But I'm pretty sure that is the only blue hero class. That is pretty sad. It's the only one that gains +5 magic when you're using blue. And the problem with this is, yeah, they definitely need a Merfolk blue hero class then. And his bonuses are horrible. It's a armor, life, and he counts as a knight, which very rarely would ever come into play. The weapon you get from it's horrible. Everything about it's horrible. Even its traits are horrible. I'd even go over the traits, but they're pretty much nothing. It has Knight Bond, which is basically nothing, Avenger, which is also basically nothing, and 2 armor every turn only to itself, which is also pretty much nothing. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hello, Captain. Hello, Sai. Hello, Anarchy. Hello, Alfie. Hello, Haley. Hello, Leon. Hello, September Blook. And hello, Mortimer. Welcome. Wasn't Titan blue? Oh, no. I don't believe it was. Was it? I am pretty sure Titan was... Oh, you know what? Titan might have been blue. Now I'm starting to lose track. Wait, was it blue? My bad if it is. Well, that says red. Oh, it is red-blue. You are correct. My bad. Yes, he is blue. Aha. Okay. I thought there was one too many reds. Okay. So yes, it is blue. I forgot about that. It's a red-blue. I, for whatever reason, thought it was red primary color, but it's red secondary. But yes, you are correct. There are 2 blue classes. It is the useless knight and the very useful titan. So basically just use titan. Okay. Well, we're already using it, so. Problem solved! That's funny, I don't even know the color of the current class we're using, mainly because I don't normally build around the specific color. I normally build around what its traits are than anything else. But anyways, let me go keep and note down. Let me go get a word spreadsheet real quick, because I think that'll be the easiest way to note this. I wanted to wait until after we did any battles initially, but of course I want to go and test our grind now in Treasure Hunt. So I want to make sure we record every single data point we have. Oh, what are we doing? We're going to be doing a lot of treasure hunt hunting. Treasure hunt hunting? Treasure hunt hunting. But yeah, we're going to be doing pretty much the entire stream almost treasure hunt. So your guild is saving up gold for the achievement of all of the idols. Nice. Wouldn't it make more sense to wait till next guild war to do it? Probably, because you gain more stats that way. So yes, that would make a decent amount of sense, because the stats would have the biggest benefit then. You wasted 300 VIP tests to get Undine. Yeah, we wasted a lot of gem keys. We did almost 1,000 gem keys. It was like 900 around there. And we did 100 VIP chests. It was horrible. Anyways, let's go record these data points down just so we know. I'm not going to be keeping track of every single thing. Well, it's going to be almost every single thing. The only thing I won't be keeping track of is keys, but I don't believe we're going to be hitting any keys. So let me go write down my amount of gold, my amount of pretty much everything. And the only thing we'll have to keep track manually during the actual battling is how many... Oh, wait. I don't even need to keep track of how many 10 turns I do. I just need to keep track of the number of maps we do, as well as the number of... let's see, number of maps and number of 15 turns is the only 2 things I need to keep track of. Because number of maps keeps track of how many maps we use, and the number of 15 turns keeps track of how many trait stones we get. I will not be keeping track of the specific trait stones, just how many drops we get, because it'd be near impossible to keep track of literally every trait stone we get. We just know what the average drop rate for them is, so we'll just go based on that. Let me just make sure I record all these. Oops, I'm not even marking what they are, though they're pretty self-explanatory if I just look at the numbers, so I guess I don't really need to type in what they are. But yeah, let me just get these numbers down and we'll be good to go, and then I'll go get the timer up and see what we actually get. I don't even know what to expect for the hourly rate these days. It's been a while since I bothered testing, and I've never tested it once since the buff, which is the whole reason why we're spending most of the stream actually doing that. So there's all 3 of those. The only other thing I need is how many event gems we currently have, because that keeps track of how many 10 turns we did. And that is 80. Okay, so okay, let me go mark these just in case. Gold... souls, or wait, where's that one? Glory. That one's glory, actually. Glory, souls, gems, and the other one we need as event gems. And that's everything I need to keep track, right? There's not any other resource I'm forgetting, I don't think. Gold, souls, glory, gem, double key. But I'm not really keeping track of the keys because we're basically going to be hitting 0 keys the way that we're going to be doing it. So that's not really too relevant. So the only thing I have to manually keep track of is number of 15 turns and number of maps. I don't know an easy way to keep track of both. I guess bring up 2 calculators and just click +1 every single time. I think that might be the easiest way. So let me go bring up a calculator. Let me go bring up another calculator. There we go. Okay, so I got 2 calculators up. I don't have any good way to go put this somewhere. So let's see. We'll go put that there. We'll put that over the top of the other one. I have no way of naming my calculator, though. So I don't know which one's going to be which. But we'll just put that there, and just add +1 to them every single time. Let me see. Yeah, we'll just do that manually initially, and then it'll just go automatically. Then we bring up the timer, and yeah, we should be good to go then. We have everything recorded. We have both the timer thingies up, or the little calculators up. Top one, I'll probably keep track of maps, and the bottom one probably turns. And yeah, we'll be good to go. And we'll just put this over to the side, just so we know it for after the fact. No, I do not want to update this, and move that right over there, just so I can see it all. Move that there, so it's not blocking anything, and yeah, we should be good to go then. We should be good to go. Hello, JCG, welcome. So your guild is, never mind, I already answered that, and I don't think I missed anything else. So, let's get into it then. The grind begins. Yeah, that's everything I need to record. I got all the things. All I need to do is keep adding +1s, and let me move that over just a little bit. And there we go. Okay. Initially, I'll need to go and add those +1s manually, but we should be good to go. Just make sure everything is in order. Let me move this over even more. And okay, I think I'm finally all set up. So let's go test this now. Let it begin. Games, and the second we hit treasure hunt will be when it begins. So I guess it doesn't matter at what point we do that in. And we just need to keep track of total number of maps and total number of 15s. So, oops, let me go move this down so it doesn't block anything. The thing that got buffed, since the whole reason why we're doing this in the first place right now, is the amount of turns, or not amount of turns, the amount of, how to describe it, the repeat button. Basically, the amount of maps we can do per hour has been increased. By how much, I do not know. But basically, they added a repeat button to Treasure Hunt that allows you to stay there forever without ever leaving the screen. So you don't have to go all the way into games, into Treasure Hunt and all that. It doesn't take that long to really do that, but you no longer have to do that. It just goes straight into another cycle all over again. So it does save a little bit of time. Anyways, before you used to have to go through 3 screens. Now you only have to go through 2. And technically now you only have to go through 1 since you just clicked the repeat button. But yeah, so let it begin. Let's go and click games and treasure hunt, and it begins. So we'll be testing this for 2 independent hours, just to kind of get data on it. That still won't be excessively great data, only doing it for 2 hours total. But for now, that's going to be enough to do the current event, so that's pretty much all we're going to likely be doing, most likely, is doing this for 2 hours as a test. So it's still going to give us a good amount of data. Might not be the most accurate data due to not having enough trials, but it's going to be close enough that it's going to be close enough. Don't need exactly perfect data for something like this. But I do want to get some kind of general idea of what the current rate is these days. So basically what we're going to be doing is, we're not actually playing out the map, we're deliberately trying to complete the map as quickly as possible while still getting a high turn amount. The reason for this is this gives the highest amount of event gems per hour. It also gives the highest amount of resources from maps per hour, assuming you have infinite treasure maps, basically. And with how many thousands we have, yes, we essentially have infinite treasure maps. You'll notice I'll be doing some ridiculously bad moves. I'm not deliberately trying to do good moves, it's just trying to end the map as quickly as possible. If I see one real quick, then obviously we will go for it, but for the most part, our objective is not to actually do correct moves. Our objective is just to complete out the map. Okay, so we just click skip, go right back into it, and it starts right back up again. Okay, this is going to be a little bit hard to record then. Let's see, I need to add +1 and +1 to both the calculator thingies. Where even is the other calculator? Oh no, now I'm going to go slow because the calculators are all behind the thingy. Let me see, add +1, add +1 3 times. Okay, there we go. That doesn't take too long out of our time. I think we could still record it without barely missing anything. A little bit hard to tell though because it just goes so quickly. Let's see, go grab that. Oh gosh, it's gonna be so hard to try to read chat while doing this. Let's see. Wow, I can read like 3 words each time. Oh, never mind, I can read that. But yeah, that's the main thing we're just testing is how well we could do with the higher repeat rate. And just to get more data on it, because even the data I had before wasn't really of that many hours tested, so this will be even more hours tested. And of course, they could vary from hour to hour. Treasure hunt is pretty luck-based, at least when doing it like this anyways, when you're just randomly taking everything. We'll go do that, take that up, move that one, move that one. Oh, I forgot to double check the amount of turns, no! Okay, oh wait, I could have checked it from the thingy. How many event gems things we had. Okay, I don't think I'm going to keep track of how many trait stones we get. It's going to be near impossible. We just assume it's an okay amount of trait stones. We can actually kind of work backwards from how many event gems we got and just do that. So we're just going to do it that way. Approximately just slightly more than however many event gems, or you know, like every event gem is at minimum 10 turns, and then of course the excess turns. So I'm just going to probably base it on that. It's going to be way too hard to keep track of both. So I'm not going to be keeping track of both. That's not going to work out. So let me X out of that. Because if I click too quickly and stuff like that, I'm never going to actually see what we're getting from it. So we're not going to keep track of trait stones. Because we could just reverse engineer the event gems we got to determine approximately how many that is. Oh wow, we actually got a red chest. I, again, am not going to be keeping track of keys. Well, I guess we technically could. We're going to be getting so few that we could probably just memorize how many keys we're getting. Because I highly doubt we're going to be hitting too many red chests. And if we hit a single vault in an hour like this, I'd be very surprised. Because we are not attempting whatsoever to actually hit a vault. If we do, that would be just in some insane luck from random takes. That or we just saw it was kind of close and we kind of went for it. Though I wouldn't actually deliberately, I don't think, go out of my way just to do that. Because we'd actually get less resources, not more. So I wouldn't want to do that. Well, we'll go move that. And there we go. But yeah, I think that will work better then. Because I don't need to keep track of that number constantly. We just have to keep clicking enter every single time we want to go and keep track of how many maps we're doing. So that's a lot more convenient. So far we're 3 maps in. Oh, I'm going a little slow then. Wow. At least at the moment. I guess we're getting some slightly longer maps in. Because we were doing under a minute each earlier. That or forgot to click enter once, which is probably a thing. But I'll go move that over, move that one. That one, that one. Oh, nice cascade. Well, that definitely does it. Wow. Okay, get that down. Come on, things move. Move that one over. What else, what else? No! Why? Okay, take the little thingy down, move that one over. Take some gold. That. And there we go. And another one for the thing. And in we go again. Yeah, this does give pretty good gems per hour. Not specifically the way we're doing it right now. You'd obviously want to aim specifically for green chests to optimize your amount of gems per hour. But, yeah, we'll still be gaining a okay amount of gems from this. The main thing we'll be gaining a lot from is the actual event objective of having to do treasure hunt in general, which is going to be giving a good bulk of our gems, that is for sure. Probably get more than that from that than we'll even get from the treasure hunt itself. Let's see. Oh, your 5-year-old enjoys doing the treasure hunt? Well, that's one way to get your treasures done. Or all of your maps done. Yeah, I have a few thousand of them that I never use ever. Which actually allows us to do this method. Though a lot of people in late game can do this method because they have more maps than they ever wish to use. So you might as well use your maps as quickly as possible to just get the loot from them. I think there used to actually be a glitch where you could just like exit out of the map and still get the reward, which was really broken. It used to be a thing at one point. I don't believe it is at this point. Otherwise, yeah, that'd be very broken. Oops, it didn't click enter the most recent time. I no wonder why it's not triggering. There we go. Oops. That's 5 plus 1 equals... okay, there we go. And I'll do it for that one. Oh no, and now we're slowing down because of the thing. There we go. Okay. I was wondering why. It wasn't just me. It was because the, I was wondering why it was such a low number. It was because it wasn't clicking every single time I was doing it. Now it should. Every time I click enter now, it should add +1 to it. So we'll be able to still keep track of how many maps we used. Oh, you know what I could have just done? Oh, why am I even keeping track of it? Wow, that's dumb. Why didn't I do that in the first place? Well, I gotta kind of have to keep doing it this way now. I could have just kept track of how many maps I had to begin with, and then how many maps we had at the end. Wow, why am I doing that? Actually, let me go do that now. I just need to go subtract 7 maps from whatever map value we currently have. Oh wait, never mind, 8 because they're our current map. So I need to go out of the screen then. Skip. Leave. Or is it 7? No, it is 7. Never mind. Yeah, because I added a +1 to it. But, okay, how many maps do we currently have? Quick. No, go back. Games. Maps. Okay, add 7 to that, and that's our number we need to go record down. I don't know why I didn't just record that in the first place. 70. There we go. Okay, we know the number we started with. Let's keep going then. Boom, boom, and back in we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't record that in the first place. Well, I guess we could be keeping track of how many 15s we got, but still, I think this will be better. So now we don't have to record any data. All we have to do is just look at all the numbers after the fact. I kind of forgot that it kind of tells you the map value right there. Oh no, how I had that oversight. That was a pretty huge fail. Where are all the moves? Oops, well, that didn't even get taken as a 5 times. Come on, just give us that 5 times. Barely have anything on this board. This is a really funky board. Just make my moves go slower. Oops, and now that's blocking chat. I can't even see anything. There we go, that kind of fixed it. By kind of, I mean barely at all. There we go. And, okay, let's go back to the mapping. If you guys have any questions, still feel free to ask them. Though, do try to keep it short because I can barely read while doing this and trying to do it efficiently. Alright, move that. Let's see. You get your 76-year-old mother to do yours. Oh yeah, I probably could convince my mom to try doing them. That'd be funny. She plays Candy Crush quite a bit. I've been meaning to get her into Gems of War. I just haven't bothered. I don't think it would really be her kind of game, though. I'm not quite sure. She's a little bit more casual than that. This game has been getting slightly less casual as the game has developed. Like, when it first came out, it was, like, super, ultra, mega casual. And it still kind of is, to a degree, but it's definitely gotten some really more in-depth mechanics than how it initially started, that is for sure. Because it was really basic when it first started. There was no traits, leveling was a lot lower, stats were a lot lower. There weren't any, like, extremely overpowered combos like there are today. Because there was only, like, not even 100 troops yet. Now there's almost 500. So, of course, the more they add, the more combos keep getting introduced to the game. And it just keeps making the curve of the game get even stronger as far as, like, the difficulty of team competitions and stuff like that, as far as crafting them and all that. And, of course, how many more resources they added. When the game first started, I think there was, like, 5 different resources. Nowadays, there's, like, what? If you count, like, every single small resource, there's probably, like, 50 resources or something like that. Even just in this treasure hunt, you can see, like, 7 of them over there or whatever that is. Yeah, the only thing we're really not going to have data on from doing this is the exact accurate number of trait stones we're getting, as well as we will not have data on how many keys we're getting, because I'm not keeping track, because we're getting so few of them, I'm not keeping track of our specific amount of keys. But yeah, I could backtrack and maybe look at it after the fact, but I don't think that's really too relevant when you're speeding through them, because very rarely will you be getting them. We'll get the occasional red chest. We should basically never see a vault. If we somehow get a vault, there's something wrong. If we accidentally get a vault, there is definitely something wrong. But we could definitely accidentally get red chests, though, due to how they kind of cascade. And because of the these green chests sometimes get clumped together, like they kind of are right now. And there we go. Yeah, that repeat button makes it so much easier. Because it saves you going through a longer loading screen and you don't have to go through a bunch of menus, which is nice. Which gives a lot less instances where you can misclick. Let's see. Are we going to try to finish the event since... Oh yeah, we should be able to finish the event. That's one of the main reasons why we're testing this right now, is to also get the event done while doing so. But we might as well actually get data while we're doing so. So might as well... If we're going to be doing the event, we might as well figure out what the hourly rate is now, because I have yet to test it this entire version. The reason I haven't tested for this entire version is this is actually the first treasure hunt event this entire patch. This is the first one. They haven't bothered doing one prior to this, so that's one of the main reasons why we're even doing it right now and getting all the data that we are. That was a bit of a weird move that I just did. I don't know why I did that. Oh, we'll go move that over, I guess. Take that one down. Take that one. Take some bronze coin. Move that. Move that. And there we go, into the next one. And off we go. Yep, come on, click. No! Wasting those seconds. It doesn't really matter that much. I feel like our second hour is actually going to be a little bit more accurate on data, because I had like a little bit of clunkiness when we were first starting it. But yeah, the second hour test should be a little bit cleaner as far as the results from it. But we'll still get this one. Because obviously anyone who's playing Treasure Hunt likely wouldn't keep full focus on it for an entire hour. If you're playing Treasure Hunt, you're probably just kind of chilling somewhere, not really paying this much attention to it that we are right now. So maybe that's good that we were kind of slightly messing up at the beginning there. And being slightly slower. Alright, move that, move that, move that. Hello, Mitternash. Welcome. Let's see. Stop using your family members. I always made the joke of child labor. Actually, a lot of people did. Because when the game first started, they would like give it to their kids to go, like when Treasure Hunt first started. Because that was a really popular technique. Was just to get your kids to go do the treasure hunts. Which is kind of funny, but yeah. That's how it ends up working out. Let's see. Also, hello, Masturbator. Welcome. Okay, we're gonna move that over. Yeah, since I'm not keeping track of the maps now or anything else, I don't even know what currently our rate is of resources. We won't find out until the end of the hour. And then we're gonna mess around in PvP just for a little bit and then probably do another hour of it. And then by that point, it's probably gonna be the end of the stream from testing it for 2 hours straight. The time is going by pretty quick. I forgot how quickly maps kind of go by when you're doing them. It's been a while since I've done them for such a long duration of time. Yep, come on, click. There we go. I missed your question. Could you replace your question? Because there's no way I can scroll to go check it at the moment. So just retype whatever your question is in as short a form as you possibly can. Like 10 words or less if you can. It is so ridiculously hard to read while still doing these quickly. I'll try to though. Come on, moves. Slowing down. Take that, take that, take that. What happens when you get 3 volts together? Nothing. Nothing happens when you get 3 volts together. It just has 3 volts together. They don't combine or anything like that. They just sit next to each other. But yeah, you can't combine volts. They don't like cancel out or anything. They just sit there. But yeah, nothing special happens when you get 3 volts together. 1 volt key. Could you imagine? No one would ever get volt keys from this game mode. If they did that, no one would even bother. Because of how hard that would be. It's definitely manageable within like an hour or two to get 3 volts onto a board. But to get them specifically right next to each other is extremely difficult to do. I think I've done it only ever once. And I know there's been reports of it occurring as well from people doing it. But nothing special happens, you just sit next to each other. Or at least that's what's supposed to happen. I don't know if it works slightly different on console. Because consoles, the way that Treasure Hunt has worked on console has always been just ever so slightly different. I think they fixed it these days so that it does function the same. But for the longest time, Treasure Hunt used to function slightly weird on console. But I believe they fixed it at this point. Let's see. What you should get, like 10 volt keys, if you can get 3 of them next to each other. Could you imagine? No, there's actually people that could probably consistently do that. There's some really good people at Treasure Hunt. Like insanely good. Probably like 3 volts at minimum every single map they do, kind of good. Some people are just really decent at thinking ahead. I definitely am not. Not at least in this format, I'm not, that's for sure. And obviously we're not trying to do that right now. We're just trying to take the first move we could possibly see. It's not efficient to actually play out the maps. If you have infinite maps, essentially. Where's the move? Move that over. And there we go. Oh wow, we actually got 2 red chests. Interesting. Not too bad. Actually, we could have even moved that down. We probably could have gotten a vault there if we really wanted to. Of course, that's not our objective right now, though. Yeah, I'd be really surprised if we unintentionally get a vault during this. I'm pretty sure both these 2 hours we're not going to get a single vault. Not because we can't get a vault, but because we're not trying to get a vault. Let's see. Move that over. Move that. Oh, come on, move. Move that one over. Take the other thing. If you guys still have any other questions, do try to keep it in a short form, but I will go and answer them. And if I missed any, definitely just repost it. Putting a lot of question marks normally helps. Let's see, what's the most vaults you had? I think 3, actually. I don't think I've ever hit 4 yet. I've also never gotten a shuffle on vault before. I know it's a thing that can occur, but I've never actually seen it. But yeah, if there's no moves left on the board, it just shuffles the board. I've never actually reached that point. But once you start getting a lot of volts, you start hitting it a lot. I've just never seen it, though. But yeah, 3 volts is the highest I've ever had. I gotten 2 volts many, many, many times, though. I think it's been like 30, 40, maybe even 50 times or so. But 3, I think I've only done once or twice. Yeah, probably only once. My highest I've ever done was around 250 or so turns. Realistically, my average, if I was like legitimately playing them, is around, I would say 60 to 80 or so. As far as my average map score. If I was like legitimately playing them. Obviously right now they're going to be way, way lower than that. Our average is probably more towards like 30, maybe even more towards like 25 or so. Let's see, we're going to move that over. Oh, come on, moves. We're going to move that. There we go. Get all that down. And back in we go. What happens during, let's see. What on earth is that question? We'll go move that one over. Go move that. Take that one. You've never had 1, and you're level 1,210? Really? Not a single vault? The easiest way to try to get a vault if you want to try getting your first one is try clearing out the bottom of the board and making sure it's not congested. If you basically clear out the board and make sure there's essentially nothing there, to the point where, like, you... Actually, right now, surprisingly, is good, set up really well. Except I just ruined it right there. But you want to make sure you have essentially no bronze coins down here. And then once you have no bronze coins in your last 3 rows, you want to make sure you have then no silver coins. And if you can get your last 3 rows to have no silver coins and no bronze coins, you're in a really good position to get multiple chests. Just because the more congested the bottom of your board is, the harder it's going to be to progress through the map. Actually, that previous map we had would have been really good if we actually played it out legitimately, because we just got it cleared very early. It can sometimes be hard to get it cleared. Like you can see right now, we have a ridiculously high amount of bronze coins and down here, which is going to be a little bit hard to move. But yeah, getting rid of that kind of stuff is one of the easiest ways to play out the map. Like getting rid of this, it should always be your main priority when trying to do any map, really. Of course, we're not really focusing on it too much because we're just rushing through. But that is definitely one of the easiest ways to try to get your first vault, is just to make sure the bottom of your board isn't congested. Kind of like how you would play Tetris, where you kind of want to make sure you always keep clearing out the board to make sure that you have more space to move. Well, in this case, you'll do the same thing, so you have more space to cascade. It's the same kind of premise. Obviously not exactly the same, but it follows the same premise. And you definitely want to make sure the bottom is always pretty clear. You also want to be taken from the bottom just in general as well, because that gives more room to cascade. If you're taken from the top, that gives a lot less room to specifically cascade on something. Let's see, we're gonna move that, take that. Move the other one. Yeah, I'm really curious what the hourly rate will come out to. It's gonna be so suspenseful because we have to wait an entire hour before we even get our first point of data. Normally, whenever we're testing something, we test it as we're going. But yeah, I'm not going to know to the slightest degree how much we've gotten until it actually completes. Go move that, go move that. Try 4 times Villager, because it's amazing. Oh, I've tried 4 times Peasant. I actually have a video of that uploaded on my channel. If you haven't checked it out yet. I forget its full name. It's called 4 times Peasant something. If you type in Gems of War 4 times Peasant, it should come up as like the only result. Or not the only result, but as the first result. But yeah, we have done 4 times Peasant before. And no, we will not do it again. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Spoilers, we actually won. Though of course, actually getting that win was ridiculously hard. But yeah, we have done it a couple times. We've only ever won it once though, and that was the video I uploaded. Took forever. Forget how many attempts I ended up doing for it. It was a while ago. I think the video is almost 2 years old at this point. But yeah, we have done 4 times Peasant before. The villager guy. It's back when the meta was a lot less annoying though than what it currently is. Trying to use it these days would be just complete and utter annihilation. Peasant isn't really that bad of a troop though. A lot of people underestimate how decent Peasant actually is. He has a really unique board control. Main reason he's actually pretty bad is because it doesn't really have any follow-up, and his traits aren't really the greatest. But if his ability has some kind of follow-up on top of it, as well as just some slightly better traits, he would actually be pretty decent of a troop. I still use him in Arena quite a bit whenever I see him. Some people will like completely ignore him. I actually go for him pretty much every single time I see him, unless I'm running Dawnbringer with like proper yellows. Like if I see a yellow there, I'll probably grab that since I'm using Dawnbringer. But if there's no good choices, I will go for Peasant because I love the board control from it. And with the scaling of Arena, it's actually worth using in that kind of situation. Of course, in normal PvP, that would not be a good idea. But yeah, it does work out nicely. I might even use it possibly on a raids or invasion, depending on when that occurs. Like there aren't too many options within Sword's Edge that are really viable, so we could get away with doing that during a Sword's Edge week. I guess we technically could do it on a human week, though. Given that we're going to be using Tesla and humans have so many blues, I probably wouldn't be using them. We'll have to see. But neither of those are coming anytime soon. Actually, I forget what next week's thing is. Oh yeah, I know what it is. It's going to be Undead. Or not Undead. It's going to be Kedar. Next week's raid is going to be Kedar based. So that's going to be a little bit annoying. The only really good Kedar troop is Fair Shra. Did I just hear a key? No, those were gems. I was wondering what that noise was. It was like a clankering noise. Hello, Bethany. Welcome. Welcome. We'll go move that. Take that down. If anyone has any questions or anything, let me know. Or anything short to say. If you say anything long, I might not be able to see it when we're currently doing this, because it's a little bit hard to look at chat while still doing this. But yeah, do still feel free to ask stuff. Hello, Worf stream. Welcome. I lose like 3 moves every single time I like look at chat. Well, I think that's perfectly fine though, because no one I don't think is going to be paying full attention for an entire hours on end whenever they actually do treasure hunt. Of course, I kind of want to see what the maximum kind of rate is, but realistically, no one's going to be paying that much attention while doing treasure hunts. I know I wouldn't be if I was just normally doing treasure hunts. I'll go move that down, and there we go. Hello, Tuck. Welcome. Oh no, it moved me out. I hate when it does that. That doesn't even waste that much time. But yeah, there we go. I hate when it does that. It does it for treasure hunt too, where you accidentally click it too quickly and it knocks you out. I hope they fix that next patch, because they haven't done a single update since that patch thingy. I really hope it does get fixed. I will bother them crazily if that doesn't get fixed this patch. Because normally that's not... Those really small kind of things like that, they normally don't get around to. Because they'll forget about it, and then they'll forget about it again, and then they'll forget about it again, and then they'll keep forgetting about it until it never gets done. So it's something you have to really remind them about. Yeah, if it doesn't get fixed next patch, it's going to be like several patches before they do it, unless they get reminded of it constantly. And hopefully it gets passed through. Okay, we'll go move that over. Move that one. Like that. Take that one, move that. That one. And I guess we'll just take that one. That one. So hard to do commentary for these because nothing really happens other than big cascades. Oh well, at least we got a red chest. Move that over. And there we go. Wow, we got a pretty big cascade there. I guess we'll take some decent moves. Doesn't really matter too much. Main thing is how many turns we get done, more so than anything. And there we go. Ah, we had a 5 times just sitting there right at the end, so that's always annoying. Taunting you with... Oh, wow, 31 glory. Wow. That's a lot of glory. We might leave this with more glory than we get from PvP. Actually, we probably will, because we do win this quicker than PvP battles. So, actually is probably bulking up a decent amount of glory. Dude, I might be really surprised by the end result of how many resources we get by the end of this. One of my other pretty interesting ones I want to keep track of, which we are already, is the amount of gems we get. I'm not keeping track of the keys, but specifically the gems I'm kind of curious about. It can vary quite a bit. Obviously, the best way to do it is to aim for as many green chests as possible, which is what we are not doing right now. But, yeah, I'm still curious what the approximate will be. Oh, wow, we only did 23 there. That was horrible. Oh, well. Oh yeah, we turned up the speed. You can do it underneath the options. If you go under options and click under graphics, you can do it up to 4 times speed. That's how we're going so quick. Every platform has the 4 times speed. I think it lags a little bit on mobile though, but yeah, you can set it to 4 times speed, which is the quickest bound speed you can do. That's what we're currently on. And basically, whenever you're farming anything, you should always be putting on 4 times speed pretty much. Whenever you're doing explore, challenges, treasure hunts, anything like that, pretty much. The only game modes you might not want to put it on is PvP, Guild Wars, Raids, Invasion, maybe Dungeons you might want to turn it off as well. But I'm so used to the quicker speed at this point that I just always keep it at 4 times speed. I never bother taking it off because I'm just so used to playing on that higher speed that there's really no point in me making it go any slower. Because we're just going to deliberately making it slower for almost no reason. It does help you see some moves a little bit better, which is why I say you might want to turn it off for Guild Wars and stuff. But I've still kind of gotten used to it to the point that I will still miss things occasionally, but for the most part I can still follow everything on 4 times speed. And we're almost 1/4 done. Well, at least as far as the current hour, we're almost halfway done. Alright, we'll go move that. Go take one of those, get some of these. Let's see. Oh, you stream PC games? Nice. Yeah, these days I've only been streaming basically just this game. We were doing Puzzle Quest a bit. I am looking into maybe another game that will be streaming into the future. I'm just not really sure what that might be for sure yet. Okay, we're gonna move that over. What else? Go get that in there. Get all that condensed. And that's our last move. And on to the next one. And that's the halfway point. And we got a runic. Yeah, you can get every trait stone from this as well, like arcanes and stuff. And all those kind of trait stones. Stream Fortnite? I've heard that game a lot. Though I've never played it a single time or even know what it's about. What genre even is Fortnite? But I've heard a lot of mention of it lately. But I've never played it or know at all what it is. But yeah. Let's see. We'll go move that. Let's see. Oh, thank you for that, Sia. Much appreciated. Now, of course, we always primarily do Gems of War. That will always be a thing on this channel. It's not really changing. And even if Gems of War ever ends for whatever reason, I almost feel like finding another Match 3 game. This is actually the first Match 3 game I've ever played, but I don't know, I've kind of gotten used to them at this point. They seem kind of nice. Like the whole RPG aspect of Match 3 games. Not really sure of too many other ones. I know there's Puzzles and Dragons and a few others out there, but I'm not really sure how many other really good RPG kind of ones there are. I know personally Gems of War is basically my favorite at the moment. Though, of course, the Gems of War developers may end up even making another game in the future, more in the vein of Puzzle Quest or something, or even, who knows, a new Puzzle Quest game. Could you imagine? But yeah, if they ever do, that would be kind of interesting too, and we'll definitely be playing that, as for sure. The only other game I really play at the moment on a regular basis is RuneScape. Actually, normally I play it on my streams. I'm not currently doing that right now, because it is literally impossible to do it while doing this, while doing treasure hunts. But normally I do have that on the side, just kind of running, because I've been trying to get to late game in that game so I can finally start doing content for that game. Because it's a game I've played for many, many years now. Actually, it's been over a decade. It came out in 2004, actually even earlier than that, but as far as like the current like version set of it, there's like 3 different versions of it, but like the current version that I play of it is basically came out in 2004. I've been playing it since like 2004/2005 on and off. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. And that, of course, being old school RuneScape. or you know, just RuneScape in general, but specifically old school. Old school has only been playing actually for only a year now, but specifically. But the game itself I've been following pretty much since it became RuneScape 2, or at least what is considered RuneScape 2. It basically has 3 different forms: old school, classic, old school RuneScape, and RuneScape 3. RuneScape 3 is basically just RuneScape. It's basically the version of RuneScape that has always been RuneScape, except it's been updated to a point that it barely even looks like RuneScape anymore. It looks more like World of Warcraft or something, combined with like a few other games, combined with RuneScape. Old school RuneScape is basically what RuneScape was in its prime, and still is, because it's actually more popular than RuneScape itself, which is kind of funny. The old school version of RuneScape is more popular than the actual game itself. That's pretty funny. And Classic is basically just the outdated version back when it had like 2000 graphics from like 2 decades ago, which basically no one plays just because of how old it is, and because they don't do updates for it anymore like they do the other 2 versions of the game. Let's see, I can move that. Stream Destiny 2. I don't think I really care for that genre of game, I don't think. If I'm not mistaken. Anything that has real-time shooting like that, like Overwatch and stuff like that, CSGO, I'm never really a huge fan of those kind of games. I'm okay at them, but they're not really my kind of style of things I play. I'm more so a turn-based kind of, like anything that's turn-based, I tend to prefer. It's probably one of the reasons I actually like RuneScape as an MMO, because it's actually turn-based. It has a, it's not like exactly turn-based, there's a lot of real-time in with it, but it has a tick system that runs at a 0.6 seconds, and you basically have increments of 0.6 second turns that you do. And while that's essentially not technically turn-based, you can consider it turn-based because it's obviously 0.6 seconds. While it is a very small amount of time, it is still a limitation where you can't do anything. The only thing I think within that game that can really defy that to a high degree is tick eating, where you can do multiple actions per eat. Also prayer flicking, though I don't believe that actually works in PvP anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Though I don't normally do PvP that much in that game, mainly PvM and skilling. And I just like it for the market aspect and the progression aspect. And I have a few friends that play, so kind of just chat with them and all that. Nice to have that community aspect too. Final Fantasy? I have heard of it. I have tried a couple of the games here and there, though it's never really been a franchise I've gotten into. Though it could be a franchise I could get into. It's definitely something within my realm of playability, that is for sure. Let's see. You have no friends. I have a very, very small amount of friends. And all of you guys. So I have all of you as friends too. We're all friends here. I'll go move that down. Move that over, move that over. Move that. And what else do we even need? Wow, this one's actually going for quite a bit of turns. Actually, quite a few of them are. I didn't even look at how many turns we're getting on some of these. Wow, we're almost hitting like 40, 50 turns without even trying anything. And there we go. Come on, move. Where are you? Go take that. Grab that. Oh, I was going to take those bags. And in 24 minutes, we will finally have our first point of data. Wow. Yeah, we're only going to be doing this twice. We might do it some more in the future, but as far as this stream, we're only going to be doing it twice. One right now and one soon after it. For an hour each, of course. And hopefully this completes out the event. I'm not even sure how close we even are. But I would assume doing this twice would be enough to pretty much complete out the event. And if not, we're going to be very close to the point that we could just casually do some maps to complete it out. Go move that down. Let's see. Yeah, if I missed any of your guys' chats, just let me know. I'm trying to read everything. It's a little bit hard. I'm trying to scroll through a little bit too, if I missed anything. Also, hello, Ross! Welcome! Also, sorry if I didn't say hi to anyone yet. If I did miss anyone, just because we're doing maps at the moment, I can't check chat as much. Hello, Disfedmantle. Hello, JP. Hello, Bradkins. Hello, Homesmack. Welcome all. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, if any of you are wondering what we're doing right now and why we're paying so much attention, we're trying to get data on how many maps we could do per hour and what reward we get from doing so. So I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible to get the best results that we possibly can. And of course, testing it for an hour straight. Let's see. Could I... oops, could you get your data? Can you try a map to its fullest? Sure, I can go do that. So it's not going to look too big of a difference compared to just what we're doing now. Because sometimes you can get really bad map rolls. Also, like I said, I'm not really good at thinking that many turns ahead. With maps, you have to think like 10 turns ahead. It's like chess. If you really want to play them out efficiently. And I normally think like 3 turns ahead at most, if that. Yeah, I can definitely play a legitimate map after this. See if we can get at least like 1 volt or something. Just for fun. It's definitely not efficient to do so. But just for the sake of it, we might as well. Yeah, no, of course. We'll do it after the first data thingy. And then I'll probably go do a little bit of PvP just to have it in the middle as well. Because at this point, it could be a good break from the maps. At least this is serving as a good break from PvP. Though, personally, I think doing in half-hour segments, realistically, is about the only way I would really do maps if I was to do it in between PvP. Anything longer than that does start to drag on a little bit like it is now. Mainly because Treasure Hunt is pretty repetitive compared to this normal PvP. Because there isn't much that varies from map to map. It's nice to kind of just break things up, but it's not really something to spam just forever. Or at least not for my preference anyways. I like to see numbers moving, and in this game mode you don't really see numbers moving at all. Other than that one constantly going down, pretty much. Let's see, we'll go with that. And what else? There we go. Grab all that. And on to the next one. Oh, come on. Oops. A little bit of lag. The game used to have a really big lag problem if you would play a bunch of games in a row. I think they've actually fixed everything with that. I don't think they've ever mentioned it in a patch note specifically. But it is something they've optimized and have fixed indirectly, which is kind of nice. There used to be a really big issue with this game, where if you play too many games in a row too quickly, you would start to lag like crazy and would have to restart the game in order to undo it. But they pretty much fixed that. Regardless of how quickly you win any battle, it won't really lag. It's mainly, I think, because they had the previous servers, their clients couldn't really hold it. Or servers, whatever you call that. I don't know the technical term for it. But, it would lag their side too much, and then it would cause your game to lag until you restarted it to reset everything. We'll go move that over. Move that, and there we go. On to the next one. Hey, got a few gems in there too, or 1 gem. It sounds like a few gems. Nope, it's only 1. Got us with a fake gem. Well, not a fake gem, but only 1 gem. Let's see. Play Neverwinter? Never heard of it. Interesting. Definitely look into it. My biggest problem with games, though, is if I'm going to get into a game, I want to get into it, like, all the way in. I don't, like, casually get into a game more often. Not if I'm getting into a game, I am going, like, absolutely into it. And I'm going to master it to its fullest degree, pretty much. I'm not someone who just, like, plays a game, play it for, like, 50 hours and then never touch it again. There are some games that I do that if they're more story-based or something like that, where the core of the game is more so the story than the actual gameplay or anything else. But for games that are actually about the gameplay, I'm going to spend, like, 500 plus hours in them and completely master them pretty much if I'm going to be playing them. Well, maybe not that much, but at least like 100 plus. Though if I'm very serious about one, I will play it for like 1,000 plus more often than not. Like Gems of War, we have like 5,000 hours in, or it feels like. Actually, probably even more than that. I think my Steam only says like 4,000 something, but if you count like everything, it's definitely way over 5,000 at this point. And there's several games I've actually have that much time in. Now we're gonna move that over. There we go. And click all that. When was this buffed? It was actually buffed the most recent patch. Not recently, but, well, kind of recently, like, what, a month and a couple weeks ago? Like, 7 weeks ago or so? The buff wasn't really that big. The buff that it got is, I probably should have specified in that in the title itself. But the buff is from the repeat button that is on the treasure hunt now. Before there was not a repeat button, but of course this most recent patch brought a repeat button to two things. It was brought to explore and it was brought to treasure hunt. And I never did any data collection ever since it was added to treasure hunt. So that's exactly what we're doing right now during the stream, is basically collecting a bunch of data on how much points and everything you can get per hour and expect from doing treasure hunt. I do keep in mind one slight discrepancy from this is we are running with 14 turn maps, which I don't know if that would have that big of an impact. But we are running with 14 turn maps, which is basically the max amount of turns you can have, or starting turns you can have from a treasure map. So that could change up the hourly rate slightly, and that we might be getting slightly more, just because we are just starting with more turns. Of course, once you get to a level 100 guild thingy, it'd be the same thing, and I don't think that's going to be that big of an impact, because if anything, if you have less turns, you're going to be ending the map sooner, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're still basically doing the same amount of turns overall. It's just you're using slightly more maps in doing so. So it's not really that big a difference, I don't think. If anything, it might even be beneficial. Who knows? I'm not even certain on that. I've never had the chance to test it. I guess I technically could go test that by doing it for a long amount of time on the other account. Though I don't think I'd feel like doing that, though. After we do it for 2 hours today on this account, I'm probably going to be burnt out of treasure hunt for a while. And won't want to see it for quite a bit of time. Let's see, we'll move that over. We'll grab all that. Might as well take the extra turn, why not? Grab that, grab that. Come on, moves, where are you? Move that. And there we go. That ends that. Vangor in the house. Welcome, Vangor. But yeah, that repeat button that we just clicked at the end there is basically what the buff is. We don't have to go through all of the menus anymore. Though even if we still did, they made it so you have to go through less menus. You used to have to go through like 3 or 4 menus to get to treasure hunt. Right now you have to go through 2, and with the repeat button you only have to go through basically 0 because you just click the repeat button and then you're there. When trade farming, what's the most important thing to remember? Well, technically you just do treasure hunt for trade farming, but as far as trade stone farming, well, there's not really much to remember. You just throw like double firebomb into whatever, and you're pretty much good to go. Sunbird, Rowan are some of the better things to throw that into, but really any heavy damage source would work. Rowan you get for free from the Forest of Thorns Kingdom if you don't already have it. Sunbird is a completely random drop, but you could easily just get away with only using Rowan or using other damage alternatives with it. But the only thing to really remember is just make sure to do it in a kingdom where you actually need the resources. If you go under your hero page and go under where all your resources is, your full collection of resources, if you click on any trait stone there, it will tell you where you get that trait stone. So if you wanted to know like information about where it is and stuff like that. But yeah, treasure hunt, while I don't normally mention it as a trait stone farming method, it is not horrible for trait stone farming. I believe it's lower than the current state of Explore. Plus you get slightly lower rarity stuff, but it's still pretty competent. Compared to PvP, it's way more trait stones per hour. The only exception might be like a week like this, where you get 2 times trait stones from using a specific troop in your team. It might be better this week just because of that, but on a normal week when it doesn't have any kind of bonus, yeah, treasure hunt is more trait stones per hour than PvP. But of course, Explore is always the best rate. Explore and challenges. Did Salty ever get more codes? Unfortunately, she did not. That's why I actually have the code there and it doesn't say coming soon, because unfortunately we do not have any more codes to give out. Salty never got back to me because I don't believe she works again until Monday, I want to say. Or technically Sunday. Monday in our time. Or, you know, because of the change. Or actually it would be the other way around. Yeah, she works on Monday. Never mind. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so, or it's actually Tuesday because of how it falls. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Regardless, basically, Monday our time, basically, on a normal Monday, not Australian Monday, but on a normal Monday is around when she will be working and she'll be able to get her codes back. So for our Monday stream, we will be able to have the codes. It feels so weird because Australia time zone is just so far ahead of every other time zone as far as like what time it is. So whenever I say like Monday, it's like Tuesday for them and stuff like that. It's always strange. It's always weird whenever they say a time on the forum too, because recently they've been saying it in other time zones. But whenever they would only say it in their own time zone, it's like, okay, that's like such a strange time to be seeing, because it's always it's weird how off Australian time is compared to like every other time zone, or at least every other more Western time zone. How good is getting a kingdom to level 9 star? You're super close on Kazil. It's not worth it enough that it would be worth going out of your way for, but if you can easily do it without really going out of your way, then yes, it's definitely nice to have 9 stars. But if you're going to waste a bunch of resources to get a 9 star, I definitely wouldn't advise it, because of course as time moves on, more troops will be in the game, and it'll become easier and easier to get higher stars on every single kingdom. So yeah, that's not really something to really worry about too much. The only real point I would say is the most important to really get to is 5-star kingdom. Everything else beyond that is not really that relevant for the most part. It does help having higher tribute and such. Of course, the other relevant part will be whenever 10 stars start coming out. That will be super relevant. But at this current moment in time, of course, they do not exist, and it'll probably be, could be like until the end of the year before 10-star kingdoms get released. Because not a single one is 10-star, and yeah, it still could be a while. Never mind, I already answered that. Let's see. Is it best to farm Explore on Warlord 1? Depends if you're doing a soul farming team or not. If you're throwing soul farming team, yes, you would want to do it on Warlord 1 or 2. I mean, on Warlord, on Hard or on Warlord 1. But if you're just doing it specifically for trait stones and nothing other than trait stones, you might as well just set it on normal difficulty, because it'll give you the quickest possible wins if you set it on normal difficulty. So no point in putting any higher than that if your only goal is trait stones. But if you're soul farming while doing it, yeah, you could easily go put it on hard. Hard barely does any additional difficulty, and you get 25% extra souls for doing so. So it's definitely worth at least doing that if you're doing a soul farming team. But yeah, if your only goal is trait stones, no point in putting it any higher than hard. I mean, any higher than normal. And we're almost there. 10 more minutes, and we'll reach the first data point of this entire time. And then we finally get to see what we actually did in this last hour, and if it was even worth it. It might be a lot more resources than I think, or it could be barely anything. We'll have to see. I'm assuming something kind of in the middle ground of what I think it'll be and what it will actually be. We'll have to see. I might be surprised. Who knows? Because I've always considered maps to be pretty poor resources per hour, which they are. That hasn't really changed, but I don't know how poor they are. They could actually be somewhat decent, and I never even knew it. They're definitely not better than PvP, so that's the main reason why no one really does it. But who knows? Maybe because of how much better gems are becoming these days, it might actually be worth it. Also, the data point that we're not really keeping track of either is how many keys we're getting. I don't think it's that many, if we've even gotten any. But there is a chance that we've gotten some glory keys. Oh, you know what? I could have just kept track of how many glory keys we had beforehand, because there'd be a 0% chance of us getting any gem keys. So I could easily have tracked how many glory keys we could have gotten. I guess we could just assume we got like 8. No, probably not that many. I guess we'll assume we got like 6 or so. Or 4. Let's just say 4. We'll actually keep track of it on the second hour. I forgot. All we would have to do is just keep track of one data point. I don't know why I just didn't write all of them in the first place. There was like so many easy things we could have tracked that I didn't even bother. I don't know why I didn't think of it initially. So many obvious things that we could have easily kept track of. I don't want to take that 5 times over there. Okay, I guess I'll do it. Why not? It's going to cost us some resources, though. I don't know why I went for that. Go grab that, grab that. And there we go. And we should be able to fit about 9 or 10 more maps in here, approximately. Hello, Manuel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I haven't caught my streams in a while. Well, glad you could join us. Yeah, right now we're testing the current rate of treasure hunt. It got buffed in the most recent patch in that it has a repeat button now. And I haven't tested it since they got it, this repeat button. Mainly because this is the first treasure hunt event since the repeat button. So I figured we do data on it. And we're going to be testing it for 2 hours. 1 hour right now, and which is almost over actually. So we'll have data on that soon. And another hour pretty much right after it. We'll do a little bit of PvP to break it up some. And if you guys have any suggestions or things you want me to mess around with in that time, definitely let me know then, because we're going to be going right back into treasure maps pretty much afterwards. So we'll go move that. Take that one over. Go move that one. Oh, let me take that one. It doesn't really matter that much, but oh well. Grab all the things. Oh, that didn't work out. Now did it? Okay. Move that. Move that. Take that one over. Got a vault. I mean, I wish. Could you imagine? We could actually almost get a vault off this current board that we have set up here. I'm not going to try for it though, but we actually are decently close with this current board setup. We are like excessively close right now. Wow. If we truly wanted to, and then after that move I just did though, we could have tried for one, but I'm not going to. We could have taken that too. But I'd rather have the green chest. They give a lot more resources. I think we got like, wow, 5 gems off that one. Wow. Not too bad. But if you're wondering why some of our moves look absolutely horrible, we are just deliberately trying to take these as quickly as possible. Because the main thing we're seeking is event gems, mainly, to get the event objectives done as quickly as possible. Because it gives quite a bit of rewards from doing so. Yeah, we might be like halfway done with it. We'll have to see. But then again, we already did have some of it done, so yeah, we might be. Alright, we're gonna move that over. And we still have about 6 more maps to do after this for the hour. And then we'll finally have our data. And let's see. Hello, John. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you get arcane trait stones only from certain difficulty level? No, you always get arcane trait stones. Arcane trait stones always have the exact same rate of falling everywhere that you do it. And the only difference is Explore, you have a slightly higher rate by, I think, 3 times, I believe it is, right? Yeah, 3 times. It was either 2 times or 3 times. But yeah, I think it's 3 times. You have like a higher rate. I think it even tells you. Or does it not anymore? Yeah, believe it was 3 times though, unless I'm remembering it incorrectly. But yeah, Explore has like 3 times the rate for arcanes, and everywhere else just has the normal drop rate for arcanes, and including treasure hunts. Even in treasure hunt, you can get arcane trait stones. I haven't been paying attention to how many we've gotten, but we've probably got a few here and there from doing this for this entire hour. Not specifically keeping track of that though. We will be able to know approximately how many trait stones we get by figuring out how many event gems we got, and then basically working backwards from that. But yeah, I'm not specifically keeping track because it'd be hard to keep track of literally every arcane. With glory keys and stuff like that, we could, and other stuff that I didn't bother keeping track of this specific time around. But with specific trait stones, that'd be way too hard to keep track of. Even when I do Explore, I don't keep track of that. I just keep track of the actual overall trait stone amount. Alright, move that over, move that over. Grab that. Also, thank you for your subscribe, John V. Much appreciated. Let's see. Also, sorry if I'm missing any chats. I'll make sure that when we end this, I'll go answer like all the things. Because I might be missing quite a few while doing this. Okay, we got about 4 more maps to go. Yeah, in 4 minutes, I could easily answer any of you guys' questions if I missed anything. If you guys been mentioning anything I didn't get around to. Trying to answer as many as I can. It's just a little bit hard to read while doing this quickly. Oh, that was a big cascade. Grab that, grab that. And we're almost there. I know I saw that, which is why I mentioned that, because I saw some people answering questions. So I was like, oh no, that means I didn't get a question. But thank you for that. Much appreciated. Let's see. We'll grab that down, grab that. Grab that one over. Take that, take that, take that. There's a weird delay too. I don't know if any of you really noticed if you've like tried rushing through it, but you have to wait until all of the cascades like finish, which kind of makes sense. But there's like a ever so slight delay after the cascade thingy that prevents you from taking it like as immediately as you might want. So if we go drag that and then try dragging that. Actually, you know what? That kind of did go that time. I think it might be because I'm trying to do it during the cascade still. Which might be why it's doing that. Too bad we can't just like spam it in a direction. On console, that might actually be a little bit easier. But then again, you can't specifically target. I guess maybe on mobile, that'd be a little bit easier. Because you could have like your finger set up on the move you're about to do. And then just do it that way. Just keep swipe spamming it as you're doing the previous move. And it would probably work a bit better. I guess we could technically do that with this. It's a little bit harder to do with the mouse, I guess. First, you actually have to figure out where the next one's going to be, though. Yeah, that actually does make it a little bit quicker. I need to go use that strategy, then, for next time. Wow. That actually is pretty decent. Aw, there's a 5 times just sitting there, and I was going to take it next turn. I didn't realize we were already out of turns, so fail. We'll go grab that. Grab that. Grab that. Oh, yeah, that's actually decently quicker. Yeah, just spam it every single time. Just make sure you're doing it in the right direction. Very nice. Didn't realize that was a thing you could actually do. Because you would never actually need it for anything other than treasure hunts. Let's see. We'll go grab that. Grab that. Spam that. Spam that one. Spam that one. Problem is if I keep misclicking it. Yeah, that is decently quicker. Oh, come on. We only got one event gem that time. Wow, it didn't do like any turns that time around. Gotta be careful with that. I think it's because of how I'm swiping these. I keep going for like the 3 pairs. Keep just making it go barely at all as far as how many turns we do. Because it's a lot easier to see the 3 pairs than the 4 pairs and 5 times sometimes. Go move that, move that, move that, move that. Oops, that's not a move. And there we go. Right on the 20. Oh, good enough. And I think we could fit in one more map. Maybe 2, we'll have to see. It's going to come very close, though. This is probably going to be our last map. And then we can finally get our data. Yeah, this is going to be our last map. I don't think we fit another one in there. Let's make sure to play this one out just a little bit longer then. Yeah, this will be our last map then. For the hour at least. Not for the stream. We'll be right back into more. Well, not right back, but you know. But yeah, this will end the hour thingy. For sure. Especially since we're deliberately doing it slightly slower now. Go grab that. And yeah, that's going to be it. Go grab that right there. And yeah, that's the completion of the hour. And there we go. Now the moment of truth. What did we actually score in 1 hour? There we go. Leave. Stop the timer thingy. And what kind of resources can we be expecting? Oh, I need to make sure not to take my tribute, because I'll mess up how many resources we got. Okay, so let me X out of this, or actually clear that. Where's my data from earlier? So, gold. Wow, that's a pitiful amount of gold. I knew this gave little gold. I didn't realize it was that little. Wow. Okay. Well, let's go get all the data points. So, 2799, 485, minus 2756668 equals 42,817 gold. Okay, that is pitiful. But yeah, 42,817 gold. What else do we have now? Let's go on to glory. Glory should be a decent gain. 429,428 minus 430,072. Wait, what? That didn't work out. Hold up. I typed something wrong. 430,072 minus 429,428. There we go. 644 glory. 644 glory. And move that there. Okay, what other things do we need? Go get our souls. Souls should be kind of average, not as much as a soul farming team at all. If I had to guess, probably around 5 to 10,000. Let's see. 958,023 minus. Oh wow, even less than that. Wow, that's horrible compared to normal soul farming. 961 826. So that is only, wow, that is pitiful. You can do more in arena than that. Wow, I didn't realize it was that low on souls. 3,803 souls. That is very low. I can get that in like 5 to 10 minutes of actual soul farming. That is extremely pitiful. Here's one of the more interesting ones. How much did we do on gems? Oh wow. That wasn't horrible, actually. That wasn't horrible at all, as far as gems. Wow, that's actually a lot better than I thought it would be, too. 5, 9, 6, 7, minus 6,033. I know these become negative numbers, but you could just easily, that's whatever they are, positive is what they are. But 66 gems. That is actually probably the most surprising one. I did not realize it's that many gems per hour. We could have gotten lucky this hour, but wow. 66 gems in an hour of treasure hunt. That is not too bad. If you did that for like 3 hours a day, it's like 180 gems solid. Let's even just say 150 gems. That's not too bad. Sweet. Okay. What other data points did I miss? How many maps did we use? That's not too relevant for late game players, but for people who might be like more mid-range, who don't have like infinite maps, that might be a little bit more relevant. Where's our map total? We have 16,016, which means we used, let's see. What is that then? I'll just do it in my head because it's so small. That is 54 maps. Really? We didn't do one per minute? We were doing one per minute the other day. Maybe some of them got a bit elongated, but yeah. Well, I think it could have been because of how we started as well. But yeah, 54 minutes. 54 maps is how many we did in 1 hour. Oh, wait. No, 64. My bad. Because, no, 54. I'm right. It was right the first time. Yeah, never mind. My bad. Yeah, it's 54. I was going to say 64 does sound high. But yeah, 54 maps, or negative 54 maps, I should say, is how many we used. But yeah, you can expect about one per minute if you're doing it like super quick. But yeah, 54 maps is how many we used in 1 hour. Obviously, oh, just for fun, 54 maps an hour. Let's actually say 60. Let's just say we were blazing fast and we did 60. So that's one per minute and all that. How long would it take us to use every map? Let's just say we did 60. Let's just say. So to complete out every map we currently have, it would take us, you know what? That number actually isn't as high as I thought it would. It would take us 60 and a half hours to, well, let's say a little bit higher than that because of our number. Actually, let's just do it with the data we got. Let's say 54. Let's say we did do exactly 54. So do that, divide that by 54. It would take us 67 hours approximately to finish every map we have currently, which I'm never going to be doing. I can guarantee you that. Of course, we're throwing 2 hours at it today, so that's some of it done. But there's no way I'm throwing 67 hours to complete every map we have. That is never going to happen, ever. I'll save them for whenever there's map events, and that is about it. Pretty much. Okay, what other data point did we have? Event gems. Well, we're done with the event. Wow, okay. Well, how many specifically did we get, though? We had 80 when we started, and we reached that number. So I could probably do that in my head, but just in case, let me do that just right there, minus the 80. 174 event gems in an hour. That is not too bad. Wow, that's actually a lot more than I was expecting for that one. 184 event gems. Interesting. So we're already done with the event. We don't even need to do another hour test, though I am going to be doing another hour test because I want to test it, because 1 hour is not going to be that accurate of data. But, yeah, wow, 184 event gems. That is, 174. Oops, my bad. Not 184. 174 event gems. Still very, very high. And we basically completed out the event, meaning it actually only takes an hour and a half to complete out the current event objectives, which is very quick, surprisingly. Never realized it was that quick. I guess because it always feels so tedious just going out of your way. But yeah, we can just go grab all those resources and everything. And I didn't keep track of glory keys, but I'm going to keep track of that the next time around. We also didn't keep track of trait stones, but we could easily reverse it. So all we have to do is times 10 to that, and then divide that by 15. And that is approximately how many trait stones we got, which means we got about 116 trait stones, give or take about 10. But yeah, about 116 trait stones. So as a final result, let me go and put this onto the screen. Let's see. because I said all that information, but I didn't actually make a little graphic thingy for it. So let me go add it. So let me go, and 1 second. Where's the little thingy? Also, I'll check chat in a second. My bad, guys. I'll check chat in a second. Let's see. Go under my settings, add a thingy. Not what I meant to do. Add a text-based thing. Where is it? Text GDI. Sure, we'll just keep it at default name. Put all that in there. Let's see. 1 hour of maps 1. 1 hour of maps 1. There we go. Yeah, that is the full results that we have within 1 hour of doing maps. How big should I make this? Actually, there's an easy way of showing this. Let me go get the gray screen again. Actually, you know what? Let's just go to black screen. There we go. Oops, let me make that slightly smaller now. Oops, that's the wrong text field. There we go. So that is what 1 hour of maps did for our first hour. 43,817 gold, 644 glory, which is actually a pretty decent amount. Well, let's say like if it's decent or not decent. So 43,817 gold. That is absolutely abysmal. That is horrible. PvP is like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times that, depending on how accurately you're doing it. Also, hello, Yalsi. Welcome. Let's see. Oh yeah, you mentioned to call you Mya or Mya? Or Mayo? Because I was always saying your name incorrectly. Now I'm probably even saying it even more incorrectly. But yeah, here's our results from 1 hour of maps. Also, hello, RapPF, welcome. But yeah, so 43,817 gold. That is really bad. You can do upwards of 250,000 gold per hour in PvP. So that amount of gold is, well, pretty low. Glory, I actually forget the glory rate in PvP, though I believe that is higher, assuming it's not a +5 glory week. So 644 glory, that's pretty decent. Definitely not a small amount, so yeah, pretty nice. Souls is absolutely abysmal. It's possible to farm upwards of 50,000 souls per hour. Even if you're earlier on in the game, you could easily do like 20,000 souls per hour with basic soul farming teams. And even if you're just starting out, you can still do like 5 to 10,000 souls per hour just doing arena. So that amount of souls is abysmally bad. So yeah, there's not really much point to it unless you're a newer player that doesn't have any bonus armor. That's the only time when that amount of souls would be particularly useful. The gems, it was actually really surprising. Gems is very high, 66 gems per hour. Not sure if that was good or bad luck. We'll find out a little bit more when we do another hour testing, see if it's higher or lower. But yeah, 66 gems an hour, that is probably the best thing out of anything there. Because normally from PvP, you're not really getting any gems or anything like that. So 66 gems an hour, just from doing that, yeah, pretty decent. Definitely not a small amount of gems. That's actually probably about as much as you get from treasure gnomes on a given hour if you don't get any vault keys. Or, you know, if it's an actual vault event, so... yeah, that's not really too bad if you're just doing that for the event thing, like for the event objectives, just to get it done. Speaking about event objectives, we did get 174 event gems, meaning doing this method only takes an hour and a half to complete out the event objective, which is definitely worth doing for all the extra rewards on a given week. Though I would not advise it on late game if it's not the given week. And other than that, 116 trait stones, give or take 10. I didn't keep track of the exact number. But going inverse of the amount of event gems we got, that's approximately how many trait stones we got. But specific trait stones, it could vary. But yeah, it's just a normal drop rate. I wasn't obviously going to keep track of every individual ones. The only thing I didn't remember to keep track of is glory keys. Might have gotten like 2, 4, 6 glory keys or so. Maybe 8, who knows. But I did not keep track of them. We will be for the second hour. And of course, all that requires 54 maps. Though people who have thousands of maps, that means absolutely nothing to you. But for newer players, that might be relevant. Because you do have to... you can farm about 100 maps per hour. Give or take about 50 or so. When using a double Tyree team, or even a single Tyree team. So getting that many maps definitely doesn't take that long. But if you specifically don't have hundreds of maps or thousands of maps, you do have to factor in the time to actually get those maps. But most people do have more maps than they ever know what to do with, so that's not too relevant for people later on. But anyways, yeah, that's all of our data for the first hour. We'll be doing it again. But let me go answer all the questions in chat and do a little bit of PvP now. And then we'll go test another hour and see how that pans out. And now let me go take my tribute because I didn't want to do that to interrupt any of the scores. Because we get a little bit of everything. Gold, gems, souls, all that kind of stuff, glory. So that would have messed up our data if I would have taken it earlier. And yeah, we're done with the event. So let's go claim all of it. That's the whole reason why we even did this in the first place. Was to make sure we got every single reward here. And there we go, 8 gems. And on top of that, we even got 8 gems. Gem keys, I mean. 50 gems and 3 copies of Tyree. And now we're completed with this. I'm still going to test another hour, even though we're technically done. But, yep, that's that. Anyways, let me go minimize this. Let's see. You got a reality today. Congratulations. Could I suggest a good team for it? Normally, a reality I use as an alternative damage source on teams. I don't normally build around it. If you are going to build around it, one of the easiest ways to do so is going something like her and last slot with a Marilith, and basically just build around that. Maybe even double Marilith, and maybe go just like a Bone Naga in first slot, or some kind of other utility troop. Just because Marilith into Ariali is all you really need in order to really do anything. Tribute stacks, please? What do you mean by that? Your question. I don't know what you mean by tribute stacks. But yes, all of the rewards that you get from tributes do stack. Like, if you have a bunch of 10% on all of your kingdoms, you can get multiple of them at once, and they all stack. You can only roll each of them once per hour, though, whenever you take your tribute thingy. So, but yeah, all it does is basically, what it does every single time you take your tribute, is it rolls this % chance from every single kingdom. Whatever this number says right here, it rolls this % chance to get this reward that it says right here. And it rolls that for every single kingdom, every time you click your tribute on your home kingdom every hour. At least that's how it currently works. They might rework it in the future when they do some kingdom updates and all that kind of stuff. But at this current moment, yeah, every single kingdom, just whatever is that number, oops, not there. Whatever that number is right there, it rolls the chance of getting this resource. And for every multiple that you get, it gives you the amount of tribute you get -1 in gems, and it gives you your amount of tribute to get -1 times 2 in gold keys as well as the rewards. You managed to get 60k in 10 minutes in PvP? Yeah, it doesn't take that long at all. PvP, as I mentioned, it's anywhere from like 200,000 to 300,000. Depends a lot on what team you're using, how many revenge battles you get, and if you lose at all. Because, of course, if you lose, you don't get anything. Whereas with maps, you can't technically lose, so it's a pretty consistent rate per hour. Let's see. How far back do you need to go to find the Guild Wars videos to need to learn about it? Sorry, which specific thing did you mention about? I don't know what you meant by learn about it. But we've done some videos specifically going over Guild Wars strategies specifically, as far as actual stuff related to that. But, let's see. Did you say your name right? No, probably not. M-Y? M-Y. I was saying earlier I was probably butchering your name even more because you told me how to say it correctly on your thing. And I'm not intentionally trying to butcher it more. I think it's just naturally happening. What's my favorite type of music? Well, I don't normally listen to music too much. So I don't really have too much as far as favorites. But, I don't know. I don't really have a specific genre that I listen to. Just whatever I like listening to is what I do. Pretty much any music other than country is perfectly fine. And there are some things in country that I do like. Just good majority of it is a no. But, yeah, pretty much any genre other than that. We'll go and throw that down. It's like Yeo. So it's like M-Yeo. M-Yeo? Like the troop. So basically Mayo is your name. That's pretty much how I say his name too. I pretty much just say it as Mayo. As in the condiment. What do we even need here? We'll go throw that onto greens there. Get an Infernus down. And of course he revives, because why wouldn't he? Hello, Patrick! Welcome. I think I got Undying correct, though. Or Undine, I mean. I keep saying Undying. Hey, we got another map. Hey, look, we're even replacing back our maps. Oh yeah, by the way, I should probably mention it since we're making the stream so focused on maps. But if any of you don't know how to farm maps, I've done several videos on it in the past, but I haven't done them really recently. Basically, what you do is you go to challenges in the Vinny Fields, go to Stone Wall, go to this challenge right here, put it on normal difficulty. I guess slightly higher if you're later in the game. I think we do it on normal. Actually, I haven't done it for so long, I don't even know if we should set it up or not. Definitely earlier on in the game, you'd want to keep it as is. And there's 2 teams you would run, depending on what you have. The better team, actually, let me show the worst team first. I'm not actually going to use it, though, but it's Dryad, Goblin Shaman, and Frozen Banner. This is a really cheap team that uses 3 rares and Tyree, which you get for free, both from this current event as well as from completing out the Zolkiri Kingdom if it's not this current event. But of course, since it's this current event, you might as well just get it from doing a bunch of maps. And you set it to Frozen Banner since you don't use red. And you just keep spamming Dryads, keep your things alive with Barrier and the heal and everything. Get even more heal, more greens. Get green. All goes into Tyree, keep spamming Tyree, keep getting maps at 20% chance. And of course, the better team is... actually, there might even be a better team than this now, too, that I'm about to show. I'm not even sure, with the trolls and everything. But I'll stick with the classics of Green Seer Giant Spider is what I tend to use for this. It's been ages since I bothered farming with these. But yeah, this is... I forget the hourly rate of it now. I think it's around... I know it's more than 100 maps per hour. I think it's 150, I want to say. Might be more towards 100. Whatever it is, it's a ridiculously high amount per hour. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And that's pretty much how you just farm all of your maps. You just get this loop going, and then you just keep spamming Tyrees infinitely until you just get bored of farming maps. And as you can see, there's a 20% chance every single time you cast them to get a map. And we already got 2 maps! You shouldn't expect to get them that quickly. Oh, never mind, I do have to set it on a higher difficulty. But yeah, you pretty much just keep doing that. And just keep spamming it the entire battle. And just go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much how you farm maps. And just keep repeating that until you either get bored or you have all the maps you ever need. Because it does get quite repetitive. Let's see, we'll go through that down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And there we go, 3 maps. If he would end his turn, it would be great. 4 maps. And yeah, you just keep doing that. And that's pretty much map farming in a nutshell. And you just do that forever. Very rarely would you ever need to actually do this, though, unless you're like a real new player who doesn't have any maps yet. Because most people later on in the game have more maps than you ever know what to do with. But of course, if you need to farm them for whatever reason, like to do stuff like map farming or like map usage, you can see right there. I think that was like 2 or 3 minutes. We got about 4 maps or so. It's about the average rate or so. But yeah, you can easily get 100 plus per hour. It's definitely quite manageable once you get used to it. Of course, I haven't done it for a while, so I'm not too used to using Tyree. But yeah, it's easily 100 plus per hour maps. Let's see. Spelling Bee Champ. What do you suggest to put in a Dragon Soul team? Dragatar and Jargonian Monk, if you need early game options, are generally the best kind of things to put into a team like that. They end up working out very well. Dragatar, yeah, basically order of Dragatar, Jargonian Monk, Dragon Soul, and one other troop. Whatever that other troop is basically just a dragon that you have that can be placed there that covers whatever color you're missing at that point. You could even use your hero class if you have Dragon Guard class, which gives a lot more options as well. Sure, I like hip-hop and R&B. Both of those are decent. The sound of cascades, I know. The lovely sound of multiple cascades over and over again. It's quite lovely. But yeah, does anyone have anything specifically that you want me to do in PvP or anything while we're doing, or while we're available right now? Otherwise, I'm probably going to go record all the data again and then go do treasure hunt for another hour. So let me know if there's anything you guys want me to specifically go over team-wise or PvP-wise or anything like that. Otherwise, we're going to head right back into the treasure map grind. Try-hard map? Yes, we are. Oh, yes, let me go do the try-hard map real quick before I do get back into that, too. So let's go do one try-hard map, which is probably going to look exactly like a normal map. Let's go actually try playing treasure hunt. And yeah, pretty much same result. Alright, we'll go move that over. A little bit of a bad starting board, because we have so many small resources towards the bottom, which we do not want. We'll go move that over. Gotta do something about this bronze coin situation. That helps slightly, though that doesn't really help a great deal. I guess a little bit, but nothing too over the top. Go get all that down. Let's see. We'll go grab that over so we can also take this one down. Though I'm trying to move the bottom one so much that I think I'm starting to miss some of the other stuff on the board. We'll go move that. Oh, 5 times was sitting there. Why did I not go for it? Let's see. I guess we'll go for that just so we have the higher amount of gold there. You can easily go remove this out too. Oh, wait, never mind. Not how I just took it. I can't. Okay, so we'll go move that down then. Get that condensed. We can go for that small cascade there. Which actually sets up with a double 5 times. So we'll go grab that. Oh, do we actually have a triple 5 times? No, we can only double it. Oh, I might be able to set it up though. There we go, perfect. So we'll go grab that. So we get to preserve our turns decently. Let me move that green chest there so we can go get a red chest right here. Before I do, let me get those bronze coins condensed. And there we go with the red chest. Get rid of some of these bronze, plus it goes right into a free turn, so perfect. Oops, that's not what I want to move. Oh, that almost was completely incorrect. That would have been a fail, but we'll go grab that. Also, you always want to scout for 5 times from the top up when you're taking 5 times. When doing other moves, you want to look from the bottom and then work your way around, but when you're looking specifically for 5 times and stuff like that, you want to work from the top, just to make sure you don't accidentally mess up one of them that are already there. Yeah, we already have more turns than what we started with, so far so decent. Getting close to a chest, everything's kind of near each other. I got a few really low resources down here, though we don't have any good way of removing them at the moment, unfortunately. We'll go move that over just to preserve our turn, because why not? We'll go take some of these bronze coins here just to get them out. Though I do need to get some of them down there so we can go and condense them. Get rid of that immediately so we don't have to deal with it. Don't have any good cascades here. I guess we'll just go condense that. I can move this red chest all the way to the bottom. I guess that's good for when we try getting the vault there. So I guess we'll do that. Might as well. We'll take that in there just to get some bronze coins away. I still need to go get these away, but I could probably knock that one all the way to the bottom in order to do that. So go move that down. These silvers I do want to take out if we can. Those 2 silvers that are just sitting right there. I want that silver coin to actually be down there. I don't think I want to take it for that right there. It's going to just get in our way of taking out the other one. I kind of want to condense this first. Oh no, we'll just go for the cascade, I guess. We'll move that over. Oh, I want to take that so badly. I guess we'll do it. But now we won't be able to take out the bottom there. This is the only problem with that. Let's see. Well, I guess we'll take that to get some of the bronze coins away. We need to be able to take out these, though. And we're going to have a problem with that one singular bronze coin in the middle of nowhere. That has no way of being removed at the moment. Alright, let me take that way. Let's see. What do we do about this bronze coin situation? I think we move those 2 next to each other and then drag them down. Be the easiest way of getting that. Oh, this green chest is going to be too far away. Oh, no, it won't be. It's going to be right on top of each other by the time we move them. So we'll go move that over. Oh, I just got rid of my bronze coins I needed there. Fail. I kind of needed them for that. Oh, wait. Oops. I kind of messed up there, didn't I? Oh, yeah. I thought that would be 1 higher. Oops. My bad. That's a bit of an issue. Okay, never mind. Now it's not because we have the thing right next to it. So that'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Barely saved. Okay. We'll go and move that. Condense them next to each other. Move that down just so we don't have a bronze coin in the middle of nowhere, though we still have the other bronze coin in the middle of nowhere, which is annoying. I don't have any bronze coins near it to even get it away as well. Every bronze coin I keep getting keeps... I need bronze coins right here. I keep getting it everywhere where I don't need them to specifically be. Okay, I guess we'll go for that just to save our turn. And yeah, we're starting to run a little bit out of moves. This green chest I do want to keep a bit higher if we can, because it's going to be hard to condense it if I move it down 1. I need these chests over here to be more towards the right. I don't think I could drag them easily though, but we'll go grab that. These bronze coins I actually want to keep in play because I am going to go and condense them down here with that bronze coin that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere. I need to drag it down somehow though. Oh, I can't take it that way because then I can't take it for the bronze coin. Actually, these bronze coins over here is messing up our bronze coins over there. So, I guess we could move that and then take this, and now we could take that bronze coin away. Ideally, we could take it off a cascade, though I don't think we have one sitting around here that I could take. So, not worth doing that. I think we just take a manual move here and just grab that. Now we get to get rid of these. It wastes 2 turns, but it gets rid of a lot of the bronze coins from the boards. So we have that to not worry about as much. Need another, like, little bag over here. I think that's exactly what we need. Get that bag, move that down, and should be good to go from here. So we got those 3 green chests near each other. I just need them to be aligned a bit better. I need this guy to drop by 1. There's no way to actually do that at the moment, though. We'll go move that over. Make sure no bronze coins really fall too far. Actually, that one can, but every other one I need not to. Let's go and move that one. Oh, another red chest. So that could be into a vault if we wanted to. Let's go move that. Get all that condensed. So that we get another red right there, and then we can go vault it. And then we'll just move from there. We're at 84 turns or so. What do I need to move? I don't... Oh, yeah, I can go move that way. So we'll go condense all that. Now we have this really annoying bronze coins, though. It's going to have to pair up with that guy. Though I don't have any easy way of condensing these. And I don't want to move this one that far to the bottom, I don't think. That's going to be a big mistake doing that move, but I'm going to do it. Bring that all the way to the bottom there. And get our first vault right here, I guess. Before I do, really need to condense these other resources, these smaller ones. I wish we had a way to get into these bags. Actually, you know what we do? We go do that. Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. It's going to be off by one. We'll go do that. Yeah, never mind. The bags are not aligned how I want them to be. Not at all. Okay, we'll go take that down then, so we can go take that. Oh, I could have taken it 5 times there. Look, I think we got off the cascade. Yeah, I need these to be lowered down a bit more. I guess to do this, we could go move that over. And then take that down. Oh, that's one off, though, from what I need it to be. We need to think how we want to take these now. Just way too many bronze coins at the bottom here. It's going to be the bane of us. Okay, there we go. I think we fixed this some. We still have that issue with the corner there, which has been an issue this entire battle, or entire map, but oh well. We're about to hit up to 100 turns. But yeah, as you can see, like the resources we're going to get at the end of this is so pitiful compared to how much time we're putting into it. I haven't actually timed when we started doing this map, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be really bad. The overall score that we're going to be getting. But we can move that down. I was hoping for like a little bit more of a cascade there. I need to go move down that green chest as well and go get it all the way to the bottom. So we're probably going to have the red chest form over here then. Let me go get rid of those smaller resources. Move that down. We really need some cascades already. We're starting to get congested towards the bottom here. We need to move this down so we can actually do something of some sorts. Okay, so this will be a green chest and then a red chest, so that'll be fine. So we'll go do that. Not even care about the smaller resources at this point. Ooh, do we take the move here? No, I think we just move that down. Take that, another green chest. We just need one more green chest right there and we'll have double vault. What do we need? No move looks good. I guess we get rid of these bronze coins first, so we'll go grab that. Take that out the way just so we don't have to deal with them. Same as that. No turns over there, but we might be able to cascade for it. So that moves both of those together. Now we just need one green chest over here and we'll be good to go. I don't have any drops over here. I can go condense that some though. That allows us to drop that, and I think we can get a green chest here now. And there we go. I need to take this in a way that we'll be able to go and get them together, though there is currently no way I can actually go and do that. Though, no, I can't actually. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can go move this right now to actually go get them condensed. If I take that, it's going to be right there. If I take it there, it's going to be right... yeah, it goes where you move it, so it's going to be right over there then. Which is going to be a problem, because that means we can't get a vault now. No! We can't get our second vault. It's actually not possible with how it's currently set up. There's no way to cascade it or anything like that. Well then, we got so close. But we actually can't reach it. Yeah, there's no way we can get it. There's no way we can get it there. I think we just ended our map. Yeah, there is no way we can get that down. It's either going to be there or there, neither of which we could go do anything with. But it's not like we have to go get 2 vaults. We hit 120 turns. Good enough. Alright, we'll try for that. See if we can get some kind of cascade going here. Doesn't even look like we have a chance really actually to even get a cascade there. Actually, we probably have a better chance doing it over here, and we didn't even get it. Oh well. And what do we get from this map that took forever? 120 turns. As you can see, the rewards for playing it out is pretty pitiful. Well, we did get 2 gem keys, if nothing else, so I guess that was from our vault, so if nothing else, at least that's not too bad. But, yeah, only 1,000 gold, pitiful. 87 souls, even more pitiful. 2 gem keys, decent. 2 gems, pitiful for how long it took. A bunch of trait stones. 23 glory, which we've gotten more in some of those quick maps. And 12 event gems. But yeah, that's what a real map looks like, and it's why you never play them out. Because the better rewards that you get are barely worth it. It's just gem keys and glory keys. And glory, you're already getting so many glory from just playing it quickly that, and maybe even gems too, that you're pretty much just better off just spamming them. There's really no point in playing it out like we just did. It's fun too, of course, but from a resource standpoint, it is pointless to play them out. And the only other thing you would need to do it for is for that achievement where you need to get 2 volts, which is pretty easy to do if you're doing like 10 legitimate plays of treasure hunt. Should be able to get in one of those 10s, like pretty much what we did there. We pretty much got it. The only thing that was off was we did the red chest one off, which made it so we didn't get a vault. Their second vault, I mean. Imagine this, watching this on a 55-inch TV. That's what you're doing. Yeah, I was planning on eventually getting into 2K videos as well for when I normally do my video recordings. Because since I do them in one shot, I actually could record them in 2K and not have any kind of extra render time or anything like that. It would take longer to upload, but I've always been thinking of doing that. Obviously, my streams are only in 720p, so it probably looks a bit pixelated if you're throwing it up on that big of a screen when I'm actually streaming. But for videos, I do it on what is currently my highest, which is 1080p 60. And of course, I can do 2K 60 whenever I get a 2K screen. Kind of waiting until they go down in price and stuff before I ever bother doing that. I forget what their current prices are, but I think it's like from 500 to 1,000 almost to get a proper 2K screen that I can actually record off of for PC stuff. But it is something I want to do eventually. Because things are starting to move towards 2K. Of course, 1080p was always like the standard for the longest time. Now it's starting to move to 2K. And in like 5 years from now or a few years down the line, it's pretty much just going to be standard to have everything in 2K. Do you have any previous data on the gem chance from glory keys? No, I don't think I've ever gotten any data on it. I know we have on the forum in the past. I don't think I've specifically gotten any data on it recently, though. Not in the last year or anything. But it's very low chance. It's like a 1 in 100 chance or so that you get gems off of it or something. Something ridiculously small. I don't know the exact chance, though. But it's around a 1 in 100. Off of both gold keys and glory keys. Though on glory keys, I believe it gives like 2 or 3. Whereas on gold keys, it only gives like 1 or 2 or something. Took your advice and built this team around Uriali. You got Banshee, Marilith, Poison Master, and Uriali. Well, if you're already running Uriali, assuming it's traded, you'd probably want to throw a Azura in instead. Even though I believe it does count as a Naga, doesn't it? But or you know, the Poison Master. But you'd probably want to go Azura just because it's going to be better mana generation. Not even so much for the boost ratio on it. Because having the better team synergy to have the more mana generation for your Uriali is going to go a lot further than the slight boost ratio that you would get from using something like a Poison Master. For Marilith, it's fine because they both synergize well together. But for things like Poison Master, where you're already going to have the poison already from her, you don't really need to have it in your team compared to other options. Anyways, let's go take out this one revenge battle real quick. And I don't think there's any other questions related to PvP specifically. In which case, I'm going to go record all of our data after we do this. Oh, can I show a Guard's Avatar PvP team? Sorry about that. Let me go do that. And if there was anything else I missed, let me know if anyone still has any question. But yeah, let me go do the cheaper team. So it's Honor, Apothecary, Guard's Avatar, Corvash. Still a little bit towards the expensive side, but it's the cheaper, less expensive one compared to the other team that you can use. But the nice thing about this is it does not require your Guard's Avatar to be fully traded. This team fully functions with 0 traits on Guard's Avatar. Of course, it's better if he's traded, but it's not required to make it function. The only thing that is pretty helpful to have traded on this team is fully traded Honor, if you happen to have, and fully traded Corvash, if you happen to have. Corvash, because you want to get the stuns, which boost ratio up your Honor's armor gain. And Honor itself, because you want to have the +10 to all skills. Plus, you also get Stone Skin, which makes it a lot tankier, assuming it's not stunned. Okay, but of course, this actually triggers at the beginning of battle, so... even if you do get stunned, the stats itself will still stay in play, which is really nice. He's actually one of the tankiest troops in the game when stunned. Actually, I believe he is literally the tankiest troop in the game when stunned. Of course, things that are immune to stun that have skull resistance are better, and overall tankier. But as far as anything that can be stunned specifically, he's pretty much the best thing, or the tankiest thing, since he gets to keep his stats after stun. Of course, you could just use something immune to stun, but there's very few tanky troops that are actually immune to stun. I actually can't even think of a single one off the top of my head, because there's so few of them. Okay, well that worked out horribly this time around, because we have such a bad start so far. Luckily, it's still alive. Okay, well, let's go get this down on blue and hopefully be able to still pull this off. Well, there it goes. At least we still have Guard's avatar and everything. If he decides to not kill us with skull spam. What even is that team? Amazing. Okay, let's go and get rid of all these greens since it needs it so badly. And, let's go and throw a Guard's avatar down. Finally get some damage going. And we'll probably need a Corvash in there too. I probably should have threw Corvash first. What do we even need to take at this point? We really need to go get Apothecary up. So we'll go move that over, which doesn't have anything to do with Apothecary. She's about to die to that skull. We'll go and take that out and basically just cast another Guard's avatar. Wow, 103 attack. That's not good. There goes almost all my damage potential. And all of it will be gone pretty much once he uses that. And there it goes. He doesn't have any daemons either, so we don't get that kind of benefit from it. He'll take some greens here. As long as he doesn't align, we should be fine. Oh, nope, it did align. Wow, okay. Well, that didn't work out well. Since when was this team good? Where did this team come from? It's like 4 times skull spam, and it just completely decimated us. He kept throwing attack buff on the same troop, and then it was the one that was actually in front line and got to kill us. Okay, let's try this again. Luckily, we can use this against Freeze, even though it does have things that require extra turns. You have Apothecary, so you don't need to worry about it as much. So let's not fail this time. We're going to take that to get a full Apothecary. Of course, we'll want to be aiming this mainly at blue. It's the best color that we can be throwing it at. Also, if you're wondering why I normally don't use this as a team, pretty much what just happened the previous battle is why. It's not actually that bad of a team, but it's pretty inconsistent once your Guard's avatar starts taking damage, which can backfire quite heavily. Okay, he's going to get a lot of green here. Not a single thing I can do. We also have no Dispel, which is a little bit annoying in a battle like this. So he's going to have a bit of an advantage for a little bit until we can get looping a bit. Oh, that Nyx is also going to be very annoying. Wait, what did he even drain? I have no clue what even drained, but luckily there's a lot of blues on the board. Even though we're frozen, we will be able to go into Apothecary now. Ideally on green, because he keeps doing so many of them on the board. And I want to deny them out. Of course, he goes for Apothecary, so we can't do that now. So we'll just go grab that mana. Do that on brown or green. Since there's so many green, I might as well go do it there. So we'll go do that. Got our mana that we needed. We'll go now Apothecary away the green so he doesn't have them. And of course we automatically extra turn because of her cleanse. Go throw that there. Get the last little bit of mana we need. Kill past that. And should pretty much be good to go from here. We'll throw a Corvash down just to get rid of the barriers. Throw a Guard's avatar into it. And pretty much be good to go from there. So that's our Guard's avatar up. Move that over. Probably should have threw Apothecary first. I mean, Corvash first there, but oh well. We'll just go kill that out. And that leaves just the Queen map. So we'll just go on skulls. And that's pretty much match. Skull into one skull. And that's there. There we go. Any way I could think to improve it? Well, I mentioned the Azura, as you mentioned, with the Banshee, Marilith, Scion, Poison Master, or Yali. You'd probably also want to get rid of Banshee for a normal troop. I'm not really that huge a fan of Banshee, particularly first slot Banshee. Yeah, Revenge is always better. Revenge is insanely good value because it doubles the amount of gold you get whenever you do a PvP battle. So definitely go for the Revenge battles. Let's see. Hello, Greedin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do not forget you have the additional turns from high-level guild tasks. If you're low-level, that will be even less. Though it might not be net less as far as... Well, when you're doing a normal map, it would be. But when you're spamming them, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. If anything, it could even be more beneficial to have lower amount of turns. A fast way to get event keys, there's currently no way to specifically farm event keys other than farming gems. And as far as farming gems, the only 2 ways that you can really farm gems infinitely is treasure hunt and gnome events. And currently it's not a gnome event, so you pretty much just have to do treasure hunt. You can also get quite a few by other means. The main means everyone tends to get them from is from doing the whatever the weekly objectives are, from doing your guild tasks, from doing and that's pretty much it. Those 2 locations, pretty much from whatever the event objectives, and mainly from your actual guild tasks. Your initial tasks that you do give quite a few gems. Legendary tasks don't give you gems directly, but it does give you resources that might save you gems. Like, for example, gem keys and event keys, which both cost gems, which, if you end up accumulating, will save you gems in the long run. Even though it's not directly gems, it technically is gems. Because it saves you gems. That guard's avatar wasn't too convincing. Well, that's why I don't normally use it. It's not the greatest thing. As far as guard's avatar teams are concerned, it's about one of the strongest you could really get. The other version of it is this team, which is actually, I would say, stronger than it, though you need it fully traded to fully utilize it. Also, it could backfire quite a bit given the team that we're currently up against, but we'll still throw it down and see what happens. What we'll need to do here is get Hellcat up. We actually don't have any way to get Hellcat, so I guess we'll just go cascade some mana, get an Alchemist instead, which also didn't give us full mana. Nothing wants to give us full mana, apparently. Let's go cascade some mana then. Do we have any alignment here? I do not believe so. I do not believe so. So we'll just go and do this onto the green then. Get that going. He'll just poke us. We'll go throw a guard avatar down. And he does almost nothing off of that. See if we can get an alchemist or something. You know what? Let's actually go and mercy. Get the cleanse to get that off. Oh no, a freeze. Look, oh no, an important freeze. And we don't have. We just used mercy too. That's a bit annoying. So whatever we do now, we'll lose our turn. So you might want to try a little bit more for the mana than the actual alignments then. I mean, more for the alignments than the actual mana. I mean, yeah, I was right the first time. Mana instead of alignment, because we are frozen, so we're going to lose our turn regardless. Yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. Again, we'll have to still deal with Dawnbringer. What's his name in general is pretty bad, generally, against Dawnbringer. The guard's avatar, that is. Yeah, we don't have the Apothecary, so we can't go and cleanse a bunch very easily. We do have Mercy, which does a similar role. It does indeed cleanse. But it's not going to work out as well. Also, we didn't even surge there, and it got the kill. That's really bad. I guess we get full mana and hope he doesn't cast. Nope, he went for it. That's bad. We'll have to throw a blank cast there just to get rid of his barriers. Yeah, if he gets that back up, we're in trouble. Because, yeah, we'll be way behind. And we're still frozen right now, that we can barely do anything. He's going to start draining us too. Oh, we're not frozen on red now. Perfect, okay. So we have a slight chance here. Might even get rid of yellow since... let's see, we could also get rid of blue, but that doesn't really give us much. We have green too. But again, I don't think that really gives us much. We don't have any 5 times out of it. So let's go take this on yellow. This will allow us to use a guard's avatar right now, which won't be enough damage to kill, but it will be a decent amount of damage. And he didn't even drain the other thing. We are frozen on this color, but we aren't frozen on red still. So if he still leaves an opening for us, we can just go into that. And let's get Alchemist right back up. Throw that down, get our mana right back in, and pretty much just go from there. Actually, I think that is enough mana, so we'll just throw down red. And as match, unless he gets a Nyx, and down it goes. But yeah. Not the greatest against freeze. Not the greatest against a lot of the things that get used these days, like Dawnbringer. But, it still wins. It's mainly used as a Daemon counter, specifically. And that's about it these days. Sunbird, Rowan, Double Firebomb. What is the order? Do you need them fully traded? The only thing you need fully traded is the Firebomb, and ideally Sunbird as well, but mainly just the Firebomb is the only thing you really need traded. Oops, let me go do this in a normal Explorer, I guess. Let's go to, I guess, Divinian Field, why not? But yeah, as far as this team, it's Sunbird, Rowan, Double Firebomb, +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow, Absol Banner. As far as what you need on it, you need the Firebomb fully traded. That is the only requirement. It is helpful to also have the Sunbird fully traded. The reason for this is whenever anything dies on your team, like when you instantly cast your Sunbird, it creates a red storm, which makes quite a bit more reds, which makes it easier to extra turn. So that's the main reason why you kind of want that. But mainly the Firebomb's the only requirement. Rowan, you don't need a single trade on. But yeah, Sunbird, mandatory fully traded. Firebomb, mandatory fully traded. Sunbird is advised having fully traded. And Rowan, you can go literally 0 traits with it and it won't make any difference, pretty much. All of its traits have no effect unless it starts taking damage. And in Explorer, you're really not ever going to be taking damage on it, pretty much. Will there be another redeem code this morning? Unfortunately, there will not be, because we had a limited amount due to Salty not giving us any more this week. So unfortunately, I do not have any more codes to give out. We are fresh out of them, because Salty never gave me more. Hopefully she will be before Monday, because I am out of them. So if she doesn't, we don't have any on Monday. But yeah, hopefully she will. She should be giving them on Sunday afternoon / Monday. So yeah, we should have them then. But at this current moment in time, we did not have them. I will need to make sure to spam her multiple times this weekend, because I already mentioned it this previous Monday, and she still didn't give it to me this entire week. So I'll just need to go and spam it to her so she remembers. Yeah, it's pretty much this team. Just spam that constantly. And that's how you farm trait stones in this game. You don't have to specifically use that team, but it's one of the cheapest, easiest to obtain fast teams there is for that purpose. Anyways, was there any other questions I missed? Could you try a double Marilift, Green Seer, or Yali? Sure, I don't see why not. And we'll go do that. And then we're going to head back to the maps because we need to go do maps for the rest of the time. And we'll go get our data for that. But yeah, let's go do the team you just mentioned. Or Yali. Green Seer. And what was the other ones we needed? We needed double Marilift. So we'll get the double Marilift. Mare into Mare, and we need +1 red into +1 into Green Seer, so probably +1 green. So a red yellow is what we need. Oh, we don't use brown either, so we can go +2 red, +1 yellow. If I could find where on earth it is. There it is. Okay, let's go grab that. And we'll roll with this. Maybe against a different team. Okay, we'll throw it against this. We might get annihilated, though. It's one of those kind of teams that could easily destroy us. We'll go move that over. Move that. Oops, I almost thought this was like treasure hunt for a second. I thought if we moved this skull over, we would get that red. Wrong game mode. I almost went for it, too. That would have been a fail. And just keep poking them with the high Marilift damage. Try getting a Green Seer in here for free, so we can go take those yellows to get it right back up. It's moved slightly, but still works out. We'll go move everything off the board. Get our Yali down. That summons as well if we needed it. And get a Green Seer down if we can somewhere. Purple, sure, why not? Go grab that. Any skulls that we could take? Yes, we can. So that... Oh, that doesn't kill him, unfortunately. Speaking about killing, that died out. Luckily, it didn't die to burn right there. It would have if it triggered. But we'll go through that so we get a Naga tank, just so it doesn't die. Not as much damage, but we could go throw that down. And it does have 25% skull reflect too, though he is entangled at the moment, so he doesn't really get to do that. But we'll throw the Marilift down. And yeah, that's pretty much what our Yali team looks like. There's no real Yali teams that are really over the top. It's mainly just used as a damage source when you need it in a slot. She's also used on some true damage teams. Very few of them, though. But, yep, that's pretty much our Yali in a nutshell. So, let me go record all my datas. For any of you that were wondering from the previous hour, we will be doing another hour right now. But, this is our results from the previous hour. For any of you that were curious, from the first hour, we did 43,000 gold, or let's say 44,000 gold, 644 glory, 3,803 souls, 66 gems, 174 event gems, which means you can get the event done in 1.5 hours, and 116 trait stones, give or take about 10, and 54 maps. And I didn't keep track of glory keys, which I probably should have. We probably got 6 glory keys too or so. I'll be keeping track of glory keys this time around. Yeah, I gave a lot of glory. The resources that were pretty noteworthy from that is the glory, the gems, and if it's a event week where it's treasure map, the amount of event gems. And the trait stones, I guess, too. But yeah, the only values that are really bad is the gold and souls. But every other value is actually not too bad. And are particularly high, like the gems and glory. Those are actually pretty decent, to say the least. But yeah, the gold and souls are abysmal, though, compared to actually soul farming and compared to actually gold farming. Gold farming, of course, is PvP, which is around 200,000 to 300,000 per hour, give or take some. About 50,000 or so. And the amount of souls you can gain from a soul farming team is anywhere from like 10,000 to 50,000, depending on what you're running. But even earlier on in the game, you could easily pass that many souls per hour just doing arena or something. So it's definitely pretty bad on souls and that, which we already knew. But yeah, that's definitely a lot more gems than I was expecting. I was expecting more towards like 20 or 30. It could have been that we got lucky, but we'll see again when we do it again what our results are for the second hour. So yeah, let me go record all the data so we know what our current values are for everything, and then go see what we get after an hour of this again. And then we'll pretty much be ending the stream after that, unless you guys have some questions afterwards. And I can still answer some during as well, though I can't really show any teams or anything during the maps, because I need to make sure we get accurate data, or at least as accurate as we can on the maps. So let me go record everything real quick. Go throw that into a Word sheet. So let me go get all the data points. So 2,824, 332 gold, tab, oops, not tab, space, wrong sheet. Put that in there. Oh, wow, that's funny. We're at exactly 430,200 glory, 962,297 souls. Oops, it's not capitalized. It'll bother me if it's not capitalized. I didn't do it again. I keep misclicking the shift bar. Souls. We need 6,089. 89 gems. And other resources we need to keep track of. Event gems. We're currently at... that's not where event gems are. There it is. 266. Event gems. What else do I need to record? The gold, glory, souls, gems, event gems, trait stones we can check just from the thing. And I just need to get the map value as well as the other thing. So we have 3,620 maps. And we have how many glory keys? So we can actually keep track of glory keys this time around. We have, I don't think we're going to get any gem keys, but just in case, let me keep track of my gem keys too. The only way we could possibly get a gem key is if we get a vault. But just in case, we'll go throw that in. You can expect pretty much 0 vault keys per, 0 gems per, gem keys per hour though. Because of, we're not really trying to get vaults at all. And the chance of us randomly getting a vault is quite unlikely. Okay, I think that's everything then. So we got gold, glory, souls, gems, event gems, maps, glory keys, and gem keys all recorded. And there we go. Okay, so let's go see what we can do then. Let me just double check chat. Move that over. And go for 666 even gems for screenshot purposes. There's no way we're going to get exactly that many. 66666 gems. That'll be a while before we reach that. Actually, we'll probably reach that on Monday. Though, it'll probably overshoot it with the tasks on Monday. So, well, then again, if I do raids, if I put my money stuff into raids, or, you know, the gems, that will lower it down quite a bit. Also, we're going to lose a lot of gems when we go and do the Friday event as well. But anyways, we got all that data down. Let me go minimize this because we don't need it until after the thing. Let me just double check that all the values are correct. Looks good from what I can tell. Everything's recorded. Oh, so let's just get into it then. So let me go minimize that. And, oh, let me double check the map amount. Let me make sure that was correct too. Always second guessing all of them. Okay, looks all good. Okay, so let's get into that then. Double check. Does FB need to be fully traded? What is FB? FB. Forest, flame, firebomb. Yes, firebomb needs to be fully traded. It does not need to be fully ascended. It's helpful, but not required. He only gets a few extra damage from being fully ascended. It makes very little difference, but it does make a slight difference when you're dealing with the lower values within Explore and such. It's helpful, but I wouldn't really overkill and try doing it, particularly if you're a newer player. But yeah, I wouldn't like use orbs or anything like that. That would probably be a waste to do it for just that purpose. But yeah, it is helpful to have it ascended. It's just by no means required to any degree. But anyways, let's go and start the timing then. Where's the little thingy? Okay, so let it begin. Boom. And it begins. Okay, so now we're going to do 1 hour of this, and then we'll pretty much end out the stream. So if you guys have anything you want me to go over, just let me know, and we'll make sure to do so. Or have any questions or anything. Do make sure to leave them slightly short, though, because the questions, because it will be hard for us to focus on them specifically. But, yeah, we'll see what kind of data we can get for the second hour. I feel like the second hour will be a little bit better, because I feel like we're a bit more focused. Also, after having just done it for an hour previously, and doing some real maps as well and stuff like that, I think we'll overall be doing these as a little bit better. Obviously, we're not trying to take good moves, but what we are trying to do is take as many quick moves as possible. I forgot, I need to be doing that spam thing too. That actually ended up being quite a bit quicker if we can find a move ahead of time. Of course, we have to actually find a move ahead of time, but doing the spam thing does make it go a decent amount quicker if we already know where the move's going to be. And just click past that, skip, and in we go again. Let me make sure I wait just a little bit there, just so it doesn't skip right back into it. Because sometimes we'll go all the way back to the main menu, which would not be good, that's for sure. Go take that. Nice extra turn out of nowhere. Grab that. Well, looks like we are going to get a decent amount of gems again. Because we keep getting, like, random red chests and green chests and everything. And those, of course, have the best chance of actually dropping that kind of stuff. There goes another one. I didn't even intend to go and to put that together. Fail. Well, I guess it's not a fail, but it will increase our amount of gems we get per hour, approximately. Go grab that, grab that. But yeah, this data is actually a lot higher than from when I've done in the past. I wouldn't have thought that that would have done it. Is 4 times speed even quicker these days? Or maybe my reaction time is just getting better, who knows. But yeah. I think we got like 1 or 2 gems there. Yep, got 1 gem, very nice. I feel like I forgot to record one of the data points. Oh well. I think we got everything. I'm just always paranoid that I think like I forgot something or something along those lines. Who knows? I'll go grab that, grab that. Move that over. Nice, nice. Grab that. And we still got that 5 times even though we didn't directly take it. Amazing. Nice. Getting extra turns out of nowhere. Oops, I didn't even mean to take that move. Taking moves I don't even mean to be taken. Which is perfectly fine because that helps speed it up. Looks like we got gems again. Yep, another gem. Look at this gem stack up. Getting like an average of 1 gem per map without even really doing anything. In like a minute. Yeah, definitely not too bad. Maps are actually quite a bit more resources than I thought. There's still a lot of resources that are horrible for it, of course. They're still horrible for maps. They give 0 trophies, if that's relevant to you at all. They give 0 EXP, if that's relevant to you at all. Which could also be a downside or a positive. Earlier on in the game, that's more of a positive than a downside. So this late in the game, you might as well be progressing towards a higher level, because why not? But yeah, as far as gems, glory, and trait stones, it's pretty nice. Everything else, it's pretty bad, though. And of course, if it's the event objective for the week, then obviously you'd want to do it. Though, from what we can gather so far, it only takes like an hour and a half to complete out the event objective during this event, so not really that long. They actually were really nice, because so many people hate doing treasure maps. They actually didn't extend out the amount of time that it requires. They ended up increasing the reward for the treasure hunt event in the most recent patch, as far as like when it's the weekly event thingy. But they didn't require you to need to do more, which was kind of interesting. I think that's mainly because there's there's a lot of people within the game that don't really play them, including myself. But I think they did that just kind of as a way to not make it like too overwhelming for people that barely play them at all. But yeah, it only takes an hour and a half. That's not too much time at all. Probably even less than that, if we really go quick. Yeah, I believe the data will be a bit better this time around, or as far as like our amount of resources we get, I should say. Because we're doing it, we already had an hour of experience, and now we're starting to get a bit better at it. Plus, I'm trying to be a little bit less distracted this time around. Have I ever tried Diablo 3? I've had a couple people asking me to try it, though I've never actually tried it. Also, it was pretty funny. I was going to stream Diablo 2 one day, and ended up getting on a flea market a long while back. But what ended up happening when we ended up opening up the box is there was no game in it. The one, basically, it was from a flea market, and I didn't bother opening up the boxes at the time. I think they were like $2-3 each or something ridiculously cheap. But it was funny because the Diablo 2 box had the StarCraft game in it, and the StarCraft game in it had no game in it. So that was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I got StarCraft 2 or whatever it was. I think it was StarCraft 2. It was one of the StarCraft games. But unfortunately, Diablo 2 was not in it. As far as Diablo 3, I've never played it. I've seen some gameplay of it, though I've never bothered getting into it or anything like that. Explore 3.25. Oops, I can't see the thingy. 1 second. Explore 3.25. Arcane Venom. On the first run. Oh, very nice. Wow. Got it immediately. Yeah, it happens sometimes. We get really lucky like that on stream too, very often. It's a pretty common chance though. It's like 1 in 15, 1 in 16, somewhere around there. Sometimes you can go like an entire hour if you're really unlucky. But on average, it's about like 5 to 10 arcanes per hour, somewhere around there, depending on your win rate, speed. Yeah, it's very easily manageable to do at least 2 wins per minute. Towards late game, you could easily do 3 per minute, and it is realistic with the stats that I have currently to do 4 per minute. I mean, explore. As far as wins per minute, that is. What I'm trying to do right now is actually try to get to 1 map per minute, which is, I believe, possible. Because we have done it in the past. I just don't know if it's sustainable for an entire hour. Well, we'll find out this hour. But I believe we will be getting over 60 maps completed this hour. I sure hope so. And if not, we're still going to get decent rewards, regardless. But yeah, if worse came to worse, if they keep adding so many things that keep requiring gems, we could just do treasure hunt to get all of our gems. I actually really underestimated how many gems it gives these days. It's pretty much better than farming treasure gnomes as far as how many gems it gives. While the other resources are pretty bad, and it gives no EXP and such, it does give pretty good gems. Now we're gonna move that over. Take that over. No good drops. That wasted a bit of our resources. Probably shouldn't have taken it. Because I don't need to really care about how many turns I do. It's mainly more so about the... I should probably be worried more about the resources that we actually accumulate right now. Because we don't need to do a specific amount of turns since we already completed out the objective. So whatever resources we're specifically getting are a lot more important.
Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn. Extra turn.
That was a pretty nice cascade. The sound of cascade vent. Nothing but the constant sound of cascades. There we go, grab that, grab that, grab that, grab all the things. That's not a move. That's why you need to find them in advance. And there we go. You'd highly recommend it for you... Wait, do what? Oh, the Diablo 3. I see now. I didn't get the context for a second.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Oops, that's not a move. I'm like trying to swipe a move over and over again that isn't even a move. Fail. That happens sometimes. There we go. Hard to believe you kill half your own team and you still win easily. I know, it is pretty funny. Firebomb team used to be exactly like that too. I mean, not Firebomb, Bombot team. Back when it was meta. Not really that useful these days because Firebomb is vastly superior to it. But, yeah, it used to be pretty common when it first came out. These days it's pretty much become non-existent because of how high its lose rate is. But it still wins pretty quick. And it can actually be used in PvP too, unlike Firebomb, where it's mainly used in Explore and such. You can get away with using Firebomb in PvP, but you can't use double Firebomb in PvP. Unless you're specifically running like 1 trophies or something.
Extra turn. Extra turn.
Oh, we got a lot of extra turns there. I was just looking at our turn score thingy. There's still so many left because of it. There we go, grab all that, skip that. On to the next one, 2 gems, not bad, not bad.
Extra turn.
Okay, grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that, grab all the things. That didn't work out. Move that over. Take that one down. Move that, sure, why not?
Extra turn.
It's taking moves that I'm not even clicking at. There we go, that's helpful. Because it's, if you accidentally like misclick one of the things, it'll drag that gem. And I'm like hitting ones I'm not even aiming at. Oops, come on, play again. Oops, I thought we crashed the game for a second. I wouldn't be surprised. We actually did crash the game yesterday on stream. For doing absolutely nothing. All it did was give us our reward thing from our defend reward and then it crashed us. There we go, on to the next one. Yeah, we're definitely doing like 1 per minute right now for sure. Should be able to reach it. We were pretty close. We were only 6 short the previous hour. And that was with all the weird things that we were doing, like trying to keep track of the score and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a lot easier just keeping track of the actual data points that we have as far as the amount of resources for every single thing, and then go and work from there. Because doing it how we were originally trying to record it was just not working out. Also could have given us inaccurate data as well if we accidentally like counted it when it shouldn't have been counted. Level 200, congratulations, very nice. Almost level 250. I believe around 250 to 300 is where you basically obtain every weapon in the game, because you start getting a lot of the 40-40 weapons at that point from the double 40 hero masteries. So you start to accumulate quite a bit of them at that point. And then you start to hit mid-game, where the bulk of the content is. Okay, we're gonna move that over, move that over. The mid-game I would consider somewhere around having 10-star every single, I mean 10-star I wish. Having 5-star every single kingdom, and basically being around level 300 or so, when you actually have basically all the hero weapons. Because it allows you to use all the hero weapons for all the game modes, like Mang and such. It allows you to, or you know, all the basic ones. It allows you to have decent amount of stats so they can perform in basically any game mode in the entire game. And it just allows you to get into decent guilds at that point as well. Because at that point you can pretty much get into any guild you want, due to the fact that you don't really have anything to sink your gold into. So you'd want to sink that into guilds. And you'd want to put it into a guild that just has a lot of resource requirement per week that you can manage. Because you'd be able to easily just do that every single time and get more resources, like gem keys and just resources in general. Because of legendary tasks and all that. And there we go. On to the next one. Hey, there's an end game. Well, it doesn't really change too much. It merely just depends on what your goals are at a given time is what changes. Not so much the actual content once you reach mid-game. Everything beyond mid-game is basically the exact same content. It's just you're able to perform that content better as you progress. And the resources you need to get at a certain point would change too. Because in mid-game, you still need to worry about souls a lot and trait stones and stuff like that. Once you reach late game, souls and trait stones are 100% irrelevant. Let's see. Grab that. Move that over. Move that over. Take that one. What else do we need? Grab that. Move that. That one. Can't take it 5 times. We'll just grab that. Try getting a yellow. Aw, yellow. I tried taking a gold. I'm trying to call the. Oh no! The first time we misclicked in the current hour. Come on, click, go. Our first misclick. That's what we get for trying to click it too quickly. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're actually going to get more gems or less gems. I don't know if that was an outlier on the previous one. We'll find out. Of course, 2 hours isn't the best of data to get, but it's good enough. Good enough. 2 hours of data. There, move that over. We'll probably test it more in the future. Maybe on the next event thingy, where it's where we have to do maps. But unless it's specifically one of those event things, I'm not probably going to bother with it. Even right now, I'm technically not doing it during an event because I've already finished out the event. But I do want to get more than just 1 hour of testing. That wouldn't be that accurate, only having 1 hour with no comparison point. Though Treasure Hunt is pretty consistent, though, in what it gives. Despite it being still completely random as far as rewards, because you still get the exact same amount of random rolls most of the time. So on average, it will still give you the same amount per hour. It's not as variant as something like Treasure Gnomes or something, where 1 hour could give you like 300 gems worth and another hour will give you like 10 gems worth. Treasure Hunt is a lot more consistent than that.
Extra
You're doing Sunbird. Let's see, the 10-star goal. I know, right? That's gonna take forever. Trying to get all the 10-star goals. But they're called so many Ascension Orbs, too. You're doing Sunbird, Event Troop. 2 times Firebomb and PvP on the low trophies. That makes sense. I was using it a little bit, but again, as I mentioned, I don't really need to farm trait stones, so I haven't really been doing it much this week. I showed it for the video on Monday, but that's about it. Haven't really used it much since, other than on like a single battle or two here or there. Just on like Firebomb battles where it was just a free win. Because might as well claim twice the trait stones if you're already getting a free win. The only events I tend to specifically do is +5 glory and +5 and plus 400 gold. Every other event is pretty much irrelevant to me. Because I don't need the soul bonus and I don't need the trait stone bonus. Alfie, I am not going to give you mod. You already had mod earlier. And you abused your powers. So you're not getting mod. Also, we already have enough mods. Wow, that was a long cascade. Amazing. Do you have any plans on updating Gems Award guides? Yes, I am definitely going to be updating guides in the future. Any in specific that you think need updating? Yeah, I will be updating guides. And there's some guides on stuff I haven't done yet that I do want to do guides on as well, of course. Yeah, if there's any in particular that you have in mind, let me know. I'll definitely look into them. Not sure when I'll get around to them, but I'll definitely be updating anything that needs updating in the future. Also, hello, Ray. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now, anyone just getting here, our goal is we tested an entire hour of treasure hunt already. We're testing another hour right now to see what kind of resource gains we can get. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. We already finished the event, but I'm doing it just so we can get better data on it, just to see. Because this is the first time we're bothering to test it ever since they added the repeat button. So that changes the data slightly, or the amount that we can really do per hour and stuff like that, so it makes a slight difference. Oops, the map's not over yet. Now it is. Sounds like a gem to me. Why did it sound like a gem, but it gave us no gem? You ripped me off a gem. No, I think it was the sound of something else. Maybe it wasn't a gem, who knows? Who knows? Let's need to move around. Go grab that. Take that over. And that should be the next one down. And there we go. And 40 minutes we'll have our data. Unfortunately, until that actually expires, we will not have any data until then. Because we can't go and check, or else it's going to hurt our rate per hour. But we'll find out at the end of the hour. I'm kind of curious if it'll give us more gold or souls this time around, because they can vary quite a bit. Sometimes it just doesn't ever want to give you one or the other. Let's see. Mod it up before you go. Mod it up before you go. Da 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 da. What's that actual song of that song? I know the cadence of the song, like the general framework. I forget what it's called or what the lyrics are at all. Da 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 da. Something like that. Haven't heard it for a while, though it is memorable, that is for sure. It's one of those annoying songs that get like stuck in your head forever. Let's see. I'll go move that over. Oh, I got a red chest. We could actually legitimately go get a vault right now if we really wanted to. That is really sad. I'm not even trying to get a vault, and we could actually get one right here if we were to go and spend a couple turns to go get one. I'm not going to, though. That would actually lower our resources, not increase it, so there's no point in doing that when we're trying to do what we're doing right now. Actually, I don't even want to be getting red chests, because that's also actually reducing our resources that we're getting by a decent amount. Looks like they're taking it 5 times there. Doesn't matter too much, though. There we go. A lot of green chests. Should get at least one gem there. Looks like we got a few. Yeah, we got... Oh, wow, 6 gems from one map. Not too bad. Actually, that might have been the most we've gotten on the map so far, at least today anyways. I think the highest I ever gotten overall was 8 on a map, if you don't count the value of gem keys and such. I have gotten 4 gem keys on the map before. I think it was like 4 gems, 4 gem keys, so technically that would have been the highest. So what is that then? That is 40 on the dot, actually. That's 40 gems on the dot from 1 gem key, as far as total value. Of course, not all of it was in gems. I mean, not from 1 gem key, from one treasure hunt. That'd be very rare, though. You'd have to get double vault, and both of those vaults would have to be gem keys in order for that to happen. Because it drops 2 every single time you get it. I believe it's 2 every single time. I almost guarantee it's 2 every single time. Speaking of 2, we actually got 2 gem keys again. I mean, 2 gems again for another 2 right there. That was the only 2 we got from the entire map, but more is more. I'll take it. Out of all the resources that we could possibly get from this game mode, gems is one of the better ones anyways, so I don't mind. Gems and glory are about the only 2 reasons I would ever come into this game mode. If I was to do it for any reason other than the events, though pretty much I would only ever do it for the events and nothing else. Because that at least gives you really good value because all the other rewards you end up getting from it. It's also a pretty quick event since they didn't extend it. I never even realized how quick it was. I think it used to take me like 2 hours or so. If I was just doing it normally. But trying to do it as quickly as possible. And with the repeat button, yeah, it doesn't take that long at all to get the event objectives done. Under an hour and a half. Really nice. Hey, we got another gem. Nice. Seriously, like every single map's like a gem. Pretty consistent at it too. Sorry, Churro, what did you ask? Could you re-leave your question and post it somewhat shortly, as far as text space, so I can try answering it. It's a little bit hard for me to keep looking at chat. I'm trying to do the best I can while doing this, but I need to make sure I keep the fast rate maintained, or at least the best I can anyways. But yeah, what was your question? I can't actually scroll to go check it at the moment. But if you could just repost it, I could definitely go and answer it. Oh, wake me up before you go. Oh yeah, that's the song. Okay, yeah. Now I remember it. Now I remember that song. Let's see. What is the biggest numbers of viewers on your stream at the moment ever? I think the highest amount we've ever had on the stream has been 160, if I'm not mistaken, which happened on 2 different instances. One, unlegitimately, when we got raided by someone who had like 100 viewers, so that easily made us go over at the time. But we did legitimately hit that once. I can't remember what it was. I think it was actually even the most recent version. It was that and some other time. Normally, whenever there's a major patch or something like that, we'll get a lot of viewers. But yeah, more often than not, our average is probably around, I would say, actually probably what it is at right now. Maybe even a little bit lower than that if you count nightly streams, because normally nightly streams are quite a bit lower than Friday, Saturday streams as far as viewership. Mainly because it's at a little bit of a weird time for some time zones. Yeah, our average is somewhere around like 50 or so viewers, I would say, concurrent viewers, of course. But yeah, our highest we've ever had is 160, I believe, somewhere around that general ballpark. Yeah, we've hit that quite a few times. We had over 150 about 10 different times. Mostly when major things occur in the game. Not like randomly out of nowhere. Also, sometimes for like special events too. I think one of our anniversary events had quite a bit of viewers one time. Also, when we were going for the #1 PvP grind, we had quite a bit of viewers during that at the first few days. After the first few days, it kind of died down quite a bit though. Because obviously just playing PvP for like 6 to 8 hours a day. And watching that in the entire time was, given that we were using basically the most meta team over and over and over again without really doing anything else, did become a little bit repetitive over time, that's for sure. Yeah, we had quite a bit of viewers when we did that. That was ages ago, though. That was like a year and a half ago. That was actually when I started the guild. Basically, however old my guild is when we ended up doing that. I ended up creating that guild the week that I did that, so... yeah, we were just doing it on stream. I was always in like other guilds at the time, and was like, wait, why don't I just make my own guild? And I was like, wait, I'm already #1 on the PvP leaderboard. I could just use that to recruit. And that's exactly what we did. So it's like, hey, we're making a guild. So yeah, that was the week we ended up doing it. Because it's like, okay, we're rank 1 PvP. Might as well make a guild now. If we're going to make a guild at any point, this is the point in which we make it. And that was when PvP was still pretty fresh too. I think it was still, the PvP leaderboard was only released for a couple of weeks to like a month or so at that point. So it was still like really new. Kind of like how the raids leaderboards and stuff still are kind of pretty competitive at the moment. So that was one of the other reasons for that too. Like nowadays, no one cares about the PvP leaderboard pretty much because for one, the rewards are pointless. And the amount of time you have to put into it just for it is not really worth it. You only really do PvP leaderboard if you want to say to people that you made it onto the PvP leaderboard. That's about the only reason you would really bother doing it. For bragging rights. There really isn't any actual reason to actually go and do it. Because the resources for doing so is so horrible. Of course you get plenty from actually doing normal PvP, but from the actual reward for like placing first, it's not that good. In raids and invasion it is, but definitely not for PvP. Okay. Well, I'm gonna move that over. Take the other one over. And what else do we have to move around? Move that. Take that one down. Keeps our map preserved. And I think that is it. Take one last move here. And I believe that's it. And there we go. Okay. Into the next one. I think we're doing a lot better this hour. It seems like we're doing a lot better. The pace of it seems to be going quicker. Though these maps are starting to drag on a little bit now. I don't think I've ever actually done maps for this much in one sitting. Normally, if I do them, I might do this much in one day, but I don't normally do it all this pretty much back to back. I would normally spread it out in between stuff and just kind of do it as a break, not like constantly grinding them out. We'll go move that over, I guess. Take the other one. Oh, I could take in 5 times for that. Oh well. Not that big a deal. How is the treasure hunt buffed? Oh, it's because of the repeat button. I should have probably put that in the title. It's like the 10th person that has probably asked during this stream. But yeah, they added a repeat button in the most recent patch. And I have yet to do any data testing on treasure hunt since then. And we already did 1 hour of testing, and this is our 2nd hour of testing that's going on right now. So yeah, we'll see exactly what the results are from this hour. It should be better than the first hour because we got a little bit more experienced and we didn't have... I was trying to record it slightly weirdly the first time, and I stopped doing that recording just to do the actual base values, and I ended up wasting a little bit of time the first time around. Okay, we're doing about 1 map per minute approximately, give or take a few, and we are gaining pretty decent resources. We actually got 66 gems on the first time we ended up doing it. Hopefully this hour we'll have even more. Oh wow, gained an extra turn there, very nice. Not like we really need it, but we'll go grab it, grab that, good to go. Clickbait. It's not clickbait. I should have probably said it's like from the 3.3 patch though or something. Because I guess it does somewhat seem like it just got buffed, but no, it's been this way since the most recent patch. It's been like this for like 7 weeks now. I just have never bothered testing it until right now, in the previous hour that we did. Yep, move that over. Move that other one. And the main reason for why I didn't test it already is because this is actually the first treasure hunt event of this patch. I would have tested it a lot sooner if they would have had this event a lot sooner, but they just had it this week, so this was basically the earliest I would realistically have tested it, because I'm not going to try testing on a week where you don't have the objective to do. Of course, even right now, we're actually not obtaining any of the objective, though, because we already finished it, so... Oh, let's go into the next one. Click again, and we reached the halfway mark of this current hour. So we just gotta do this for another half an hour, and then we'll have our data that we need. If you guys still have any other questions or anything, just let me know, and we'll make sure to go over it. Or at least the best I can while playing this. A little bit hard to do both simultaneously, but I'll try my best. Let's see. Fake news stream. Fake news. It's not fake news. They did get buffed. I just didn't specify when they got buffed. Which I probably should have, though it's a little bit late at this point. I can't do it while we're doing this specific thing at the moment. But yeah, they did get buffed. like 4 weeks ago, or whenever it was, you know, the most recent event. Which is actually probably like 2 months at this point. Go grab that, move that one over. But it does indeed increase the amount you can do per hour. I can guarantee that for sure. The repeat button. It's saving us about 2 minutes per hour. So that allows us to do about 2 or 3 more maps per hour, which is nice. It actually allows us to be able to consistently reach, I think, 1 per hour if we're actually doing full focus, which we should be able to get this time. We should be able to exceed over 600. I mean 600, I wish. Over 60 maps used this hour. So we did calculate it out. At our current rate, we would need to go for 66 hours in order to use up every map we have, which actually isn't that long. It's not too bad, but I would never bother doing that because there's a lot of time to spend in this game mode. Though it would complete out this game mode, so I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll give it a shot, but I highly doubt I'll ever use that many. Plus, you never know if they might add something else where maps will be used, because there's a lot of requests for them to do something like that, so they may eventually decide to give in and actually do so. But at this current moment, of course, treasure maps can only be used for one thing, and that is to play this minigame that we're playing right now. And they have no other purpose other than that whatsoever. Let's see. I am far from a clickbaiter. I do that partially on whenever I do RuneScape videos, because whenever I don't, I always realize they get so much less views. But if I make it super clickbaity, I could get like 20,000 views doing almost nothing. Which is nice, because compared to how much time I normally need to put into a Gems of War video compared to those videos, it's actually quite nice. It makes for some decent money. But it's not like too clickbaity. Like one of the clickbaity ones I did recently that got like 25,000 views is making like 3 mil to 40 mil per hour in that game. Which that method I did show actually legitimately does do, so it's not clickbait in that regard. Though realistically keeping and maintaining that for a long period of time is near unrealistic, because the amount of cash stack you would need to actually hit those higher values, almost, I don't want to say no one, but anyone who needs to be, or wanting to make that much in that game, would not have that cash stack. Plus it would be high risk, and most people wouldn't want to risk that much anyways. I don't really clickbait, I try not to. Of course, you have to make nice thumbnails that actually like show stuff so people actually do click. But as far as like clickbaity or stuff, obviously I don't say something that's not in the video or anything like that. And I try to keep it like, you know, normal-ish. I don't like hyperize it or anything like that to make it look all nice. I'll sometimes get data points that might look interesting though. Like when we got the Fairish Raw with 1,000 souls when we did a soul farming team. Like stuff like that. I guess technically that could be a form of clickbait. Really just depends what you define it as. Because really, just making a good thumbnail in general, even if it's not technically clickbait, is clickbait. Because you're making a good thumbnail so people will click on it. Though as far as YouTube's algorithm, it doesn't really matter what your thumbnail is. The only thing it really cares about is your title, your tags, and your description. And that they all align with each other. As far as the thumbnail, that's mainly just to get people to click. It's not so much to work within the algorithm that's set up on YouTube. Also, thank you, Lewis, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. But yeah, to my knowledge, your thumbnail has like literally zero effect on the algorithm. Let's see. I'll go move that over. Take that one down. First unlockable trait is integrity. For what? Oh, Tacet's first. Oh, I see what you mean with that. I didn't get what you were mentioning initially, but yeah. RuneScape is kind of a niche, so you can see that through honest. Oh yeah, it's a pretty niche game, particularly doing it on specifically the old school version. Though then again, it's kind of funny because the old, like I mentioned earlier during the stream, the old school version is more popular than the version that's been out for like 16 years. Because old school has only been out for, I think, 5 years now? A little over 5 years. They had their 5-year anniversary like a month ago. Anyways, we're halfway done with the maps. Actually a little bit further than that now. I want to know what the data is already. It's so suspenseful. It feels weird doing an entire hour of grinding and not knowing what you earned until after the hour is done. Technically, we kind of already see what some of it is, but we don't know what the full cumulative amount is. Which seems weird. Well, we'll find out in 25 minutes, or 24 at this point. Let's see. They always say that the original is usually the best. Yeah, pretty much. But the absolute original old school is actually kind of retired. Like I said, there's 3 versions of it. The middle ground version is the one that's the most popular, which is just called Old School RuneScape. Though it's not actual Old School, because there was a version even before Old School. But it was so old school with how bad its graphics were and everything that it's not really that desirable to play. And it doesn't get updated or anything like I mentioned anymore. Its graphics looks like it's from 2000, because it was from 2000. Let's see. Actually, like the original, like absolute original RuneScape was made by like 2 brothers in their mom's house while they were like in college or something, which is quite amazing. Which is why the graphics from it's like very excessively dated. Old School is the updated version of that, which still has ridiculously outdated graphics. But I actually don't mind really outdated graphics as long as it's if it's understandable what everything is. I'd rather have good gameplay than good graphics, that is for sure. Because those are the only 2 things I really care about mostly in a game, is its replayability and its actual gameplay. On as storyline, if the game is actually based around storyline. Okay, we'll go move that. What else do we need to move? Get that one over. That one, that one. I need to keep doing that preemptive movement thingy. I was doing that a lot earlier, but I kind of stopped doing it. It's hard to maintain for the entire time because you have to keep looking way too much on the board, and my eyes don't move that quickly. But if you keep swiping these before, or like while they're cascading, you actually can get them just ever so slightly quicker than what you would normally be able to do. The only problem with that is that gives you even less time to figure out what you want for your move. And there we go. Okay, on to the next one. Let's see. Yeah, I pronounced way too many things incorrectly. I need to get better at it in the future. I try my best, though my best is horrible. I try my best, and it's horrible. Oh, we'll go move that down. Get that one down, move the other one. What else, what else? Move that over. Come on, move. Let's see, we moved our other move, so we'll go take that one. Take that down. Get it 5 times, because why not? Not really that big a deal if we get 5 times this, but it's helpful. At least it condenses the resources into something slightly bigger, which we might be able to actually use, like gems or something. Because obviously if we're getting a small amount of gold or souls off of one of those things, that is pretty useless. I really wish they would rebalance this still. While this is okay resources, it's definitely not anything really over the top. I guess because it has so many gems in it is why they kind of consider it to be decent. That might be one of the reasons why they actually haven't really buffed it yet or anything like that. Because it is a decent amount of gems. It is actually the highest amount of gems you can gain per hour. It's just you're gaining so few of every other resource that it's not normally worth it. Unless it's the actual event thingy. Or if you're early game. Yeah, if we get like 70 gems this hour, I don't know, I might reconsider what I think about treasure hunts. Because, yeah, that's not that bad. That's definitely not that bad. Alright, we'll go take that one, take that. Which shows a way to commentate these better. There's like, what should we do? We'll move that one, and then that one, and then that one. It's weird how much easier it is to commentate when there's actual units compared to just random gems on a board. Okay, we'll just go move that over, and that's that. Hello, Douglas, welcome. Oh yeah, Undying, or how do you say that? Someone was saying how to say it correctly earlier. Undine? No, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it even further. I'm just gonna keep calling it Undine. Anyways, Undying. Undying, yeah, it's pretty bad. It is, not really too useful, other than as a blue counter, and on some circumstances as Submerge. The only purpose I would ever use it in is Blue Guild War. I'm probably going to be testing it next Blue Guild War, though I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty average. But yeah, it's nothing really too over the top, as I mentioned. Definitely a skippable mythic. It does have some utilities that are kind of useful in some circumstances, though more often than not, you're really not ever going to need an Undying. Okay, go move that. What do we need to move here? Go get that over. Take that one. What else? What else? Get that one. Get that one. Undine? Oh, it is Undine. Undine? Undine. Why is this? That doesn't even have those letters in it, though. How's it Undine? It does have an N in it, right? Where's the N noise in that? Is the N, like, silent or something? It's a silent N. Let's see. We're gonna move that over. Move that. And there's the map. Yeah, Undine, I believe, in most mythology is a female. I don't recall it ever being a male. They can't even get their own lore rights. They take a lot from mythology, though, of various things. They also take a lot from their other games that they already have, like Puzzle Quest. Well, mainly just from Puzzle Quest. Or I think mainly just from Puzzle Quest. I don't know if they've taken anything from their Warlord series or anything. I've actually never played or even seen any of their Warlord series. What else do we need to move around? Go grab that. Grab that down. Move that one. Get that. What else? What else? Get that one. Double check everything else. Where's my move? Running low on moves. Get that. Get some of those. Take this one. Why do we still have so many turns? I just looked at my turn counter right now. Wow. Still have like 100 of them. Well, not that many, but you know. Really high number. Yeah, this map just keeps wanting to go. I'm gonna move that over. Take that one. So congested too, yet still have so many moves left. At least now we don't. We only have 3, 2, and then 0. And on to the next one. Oh, I should have went to 50. Well, I guess it doesn't matter as much. At least we made it to 45 for the extra trait stone. I guess I don't really need to be making the 10 marks anymore because we already hit all the event gems we need, so that doesn't really help us much. Personally, you used Undine in a team such as Azura, Valkyrie, Skyla, Undying. To be honest, any chance you could try it out, we could definitely do so after this. Though I need to still do this for 17 more minutes so we don't break the thingy. But yeah, we still have 17 more minutes to go. And then we can go mess with a few things. And then I'm going to go grab lunch/dinner. And then we'll be back later tonight. Let's see. Move that over. What else? What else? Get that. Get the other one. Take this one. And almost there. Take that one. See if we can get a red chest. No, there's no point in trying for it. Grab that, move that one over. And that's pretty much it. Just condense the other, and we're good to go. Do you remember around what the highest number of turns you've done in a treasure hunt? About 250 or so. Somewhere's around there. I don't believe I've ever exceeded 300. I'm not fully certain on that, though. But somewhere's in the mid-range of 200s is around the highest I've ever done. The highest we were able to do today, though we've been playing a lot of really quick ones, but as far as the serious ones we did today, so far our highest today is 120. But the highest I've ever done is around 250 with 3 volts. Undies after butt night. That's funny. That is funny. Funny way of putting it. Okay, should pretty much be good to go. Grab that, move that one, and there we go. They're not really preemptive with them. With what? Let's see. Do you remember? Wait, Oh, you mean like trying to think ahead? Okay, I see. Yeah, I have that issue too. It's sometimes hard to really think ahead in these kind of things. Because you really need to make sure to think multiple turns ahead. Not even just like a few turns ahead, but like dozens of turns ahead. Which can be a lot to think about. And on 4 times speed, it just really isn't worth trying to do it anymore. Like playing them out legitimately. But yeah, it is possible to go really, really far with them. If you constantly think out every single move. You have to spend like 1 to 2 minutes per move though. and it could take a very long time, and it's definitely not worth the time for the amount of resources you actually get. Which is why we're racing through them. And we got a gem there. Getting a gem almost every single one. I don't recall it ever giving a gem every single time. I like when I speed through them, I just start randomly getting gems now. Instead of before where it felt like I would almost never get them. Like it's been like 10 minutes and it felt like I'd get 0 gems. But now we're pretty consistently getting pretty much 1 per battle. Or 1 per map. And technically, based on our previous data, we're actually getting more than 1 gem per map on average. Even if we're not specifically getting a gem every single map, it's still giving on average more than 1 gem per map. What else do we need? Go move that. Grab that over. Take the other one. Grab that. Take the little bronze. Please move. There we go. Take the bronze coin. Take that down. Take that down. Move that over. Take that. Take the other one over. And almost there. Grab that. And 13 more minutes until the actual map cycle is done. And then we won't be doing this for a while, I can say that much. But yeah, treasure hunt, fun minigame. Not for this long though. I can say that much. This is the longest I've ever spent in treasure hunt in one sitting, for sure. 2 hours in treasure hunt. Actually a little bit more since we technically played some other ones, though we did have some space in between, I guess, technically. Hello, Iron Malts, welcome. But I really wish they would add more mini games like this instead of what they're doing with like bounty hunter raids and all that kind of stuff. Really wish they would add something more like this again, because this was like huge when it came out because it was something completely different, unrelated to everything else in the game. And at the time it was released, it actually was pretty decent resources relative to other means within the game. It's just PvP has gotten so quick with how many competitions there are these days that it, as well as people just randomly throwing 4x Firebomb in between and Revenge and how it functions and stuff like that, that just becomes so much better than maps. There we go, very nice. Grab all that. 16 turns. More than if we were even to play it out normally. Oops, I didn't mean to take away that many chests. I didn't realize there was that many clumped up there. A little unfortunate. Oh, I could have taken a 5x there. Oh well. Oh, I could take a 5x there instead. Oops, that ruined it for me. Fail. I should have taken that 4x first. Ooh, woo. Oops, that's not a move. Where's my move? Take that one over. Move that. Grab a gold. Well, I got a red chest. Not sure if we'll be able to use it for anything other than maybe getting a glory key off it. Actually, 2 glory keys. I believe it drops it in 2s or 3s or something. Definitely doesn't drop only 1, that is for sure. And there we go. And we got 2 gems off of it. And we got 3 gems total. Yeah, technically it's still a net loss though, because we could get 1 gem off of every green chest. So we could have gotten 2 green chests to do 1 gem and then 1 other one doing some other better resource. Which means it would have been better overall than having a red chest, unfortunately, but sometimes they get cascaded together. I'm trying not to actually get red chests. Green chests are fine, but red chests I'm trying to avoid if I can. Because they do devalue us some, as you can kind of see there. Since we can get 1 gem off a green chest, but it's only 2 gems off of off the red. And of course all the resources are scaled similarly to that, not just the gems. Where it's still more than the previous resource, but it's not more than all the other resources combined when you combine them. Let's see. Hey, we got a red chest. Oh, never mind. We already. That was the red chest, but that was already there. That I was just talking about. And there we go. Wow, only 80 gold from those little chest things? I didn't even realize it was that low. Wow, no wonder why we get like no gold or souls per hour in this game mode. So many extra turns. So many. Let's see. I'm trying to read the chat thingy. Gradually slipping into insanity on the treasure maps? No.
Extra
I'm actually pretty good about doing the same thing over and over and over again for long durations of time. That actually doesn't really bother me too much. I feel like I could be doing something better with my time, but I could legitimately do the same thing for 10 hours straight and not really get tired of it. If I had a reason to do it for whatever reason. I would need a good reason to do it. But, yeah, it feels like I'm wasting my time if it doesn't feel like it's a good reason to actually do whatever I'm doing for that much repetitive. But, yeah, I don't really mind repetitive things over and over again. It's not that bad. Oops, come on, quick. It's just because treasure maps give such a low reward, I feel like, we could be doing something better at this with our time instead. But if it's something repetitive that actually feels worth it, I don't mind doing it a billion times over in a row. I'll go grab that. Grab that one. Let's see. Get that. Yep, 8 more minutes and we'll be completed with our second hour of straight treasure maps to get our data. And then I'm probably heading off after we go over the data, unless there's some questions or things you want me to go over real quick, anyone who's still here. Let's see. Also, thank you everyone for staying around. I know a lot of people do hate treasure hunts, but glad you guys could join us for our treasure hunt grind. No worries, it does not happen that often. I might start doing, well, I'm definitely going to be doing at least the minimum grind every single time the event thing comes around. But that only takes like an hour and a half. But yeah, I guess every single time that event thing comes around, we'll spend like an entire hour dedicated to it. Maybe every single time we'll go record 1 hour worth of loot and see what we get. And then after a few events of it, we'll kind of have some decent data, or at least some better data than what we currently have, because we'll only have 2 data points in the most current format, which will be the previous one and what we're getting right now in 7 minutes. Do you test out Hands of Fate? Is that a game? Seems like the type of game. I've not tried it, never heard of it, don't even know what genre it is, but I could definitely look into it into the future. What's it like? What is it? You're sure as a streamer you have to kind of develop that mentality? Let's see. For consistency's sake. Mentality for consistency's sake. Yeah, pretty much. Because whenever you do a lot of video content for one game, you do kind of have to get used to playing the game a lot, regardless of what game you end up doing it for. We'll go move that down. Take that over. Get that down. But yeah, I've always been a huge fan of Gems of War. There was only like for a couple months during college where I kind of didn't really quit it, but played it a lot less. But pretty much always I've played at a pretty much consistent rate. These days I play it at a pretty average rate though, compared to the normal person. There are definitely a lot of people that play this game way more than I do these days. I think on average, like I say, I only play it for like, what, 30 hours a week, I want to say? Somewhere around there. And that's with me doing video content too for it, so compared to some other people. Yeah, I don't actually play it too much these days. I still play it a decent amount. I mainly just do whatever the main objectives are and everything like that. I don't go too far out of my way. Like, I wouldn't go and do like 10 hours of treasure map just for the sake of getting gems. That would be way too much. Though that would give us 600 gems. That would, if we really wanted like a mythic or something, if we didn't get it. That could be a way to farm gems, but I don't think I could stand doing it that long. That'd be a bit too much in one session. I barely even ever played Gems of War in that big of a session before. Normally, if I ever play Gems of War, I think longest I normally go for is about 6 hours or so. Going much further than that is not really that doable by me. Can move that over. Unless I'm doing other stuff with it. Then I can go pretty much infinite amount of time. But if I'm just doing Gems of War and nothing else, probably 6 hours is my limit. I'll go move that down and keep our turn, and that's it. Hands of Fate is an RPG deck building game. Deck building games, I like them. I feel like I'm sometimes bad at them though, for 2 reasons. One is because a lot of them have paywalls, where the teams that you may want to build are paywalled, so you can't build the exact teams you want, and then you have to try using cheaper alternatives. And the other reason is there's a lot more factors to have to consider when building a team like that. I do like games that have low micromanagement. And the only big issue with deck building kind of games is it normally requires a large unit pool, like 30, 50, 100, and it's a lot harder to try to build like the more optimal setups with that. And there's way more combinations of things that you can do, which to me can sometimes seem a little bit overwhelming. One really nice thing about Gems of War, which is actually one factor that I've always really loved about it, which has been consistent throughout the game's history, is your team is only 4 troops. So there's only so many combinations you can build. Even as they keep adding more and more, it's not as many as if you add more to a card game. Like, if there's 200 cards in a 50 deck card game, there's a lot more combinations than there are in Gems of War, where there's only 4 to your team, but you have like 500 troops. Even though you have a lot more selection, which is nice, you don't have as big of a team that you need to build. So there's not as many weird optimization things that you need to know and stuff like that. But yeah, I do like deck building games. It just, they can be hit or miss. That is for sure. And also, pay to win tends to be a pretty big issue with them. Quite often. And if not pay to win, either grind to get to a point where it's compatible to build decent decks is always annoying too. Let's see, we'll go move that. And there we go. You only have 2 mythics until 2 weeks ago. Now you have 7. Wow, that's a lot of mythics then to get all of a sudden. That is very lucky. That is insanely lucky. What were some of the mythics you got? Hopefully you got some of the better ones, like Wordbreaker and Furnace. What's her name? I can't remember his name. Her name. Yasmin Chosen, as well as Elma Grimm, stuff like that. Famine. Alright, go move that down. And I think we can fit in 2 more maps if we finish this one out quickly, or only 1 more map if this one doesn't go out that quick, which I don't think it's going to. And there we go. Move that down. Move that. Oops. Take that for that. That in there. And should be good to go. We'll go take that over. And come on, moves. Where are you? Get that in there. Yeah, we're only going to be able to get in 1 more map, I think. There's no way we're going to fit it in that second one. We're going to have to end it ever so slightly earlier like we did on the other one. Which means that we could technically be getting like 1 additional map in on both the times I have. Both the times that I tested it, we could technically get 1 more map in per hour. Because I keep ending it before the timer's actually done. Oops, move that over, move that over. Yeah, it's going to come close. We might be able to get that extra one in there. Though, for consistency with our previous data, I'm probably not going to get that extra one in there. Also, we got so many turns right now that, yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to fit another one in there. Let's end out this map, and that will be our final data point then. So let's go accumulate all the data and see what it looks like compared to the previous data. So there'll be 2 interesting points, what the actual total data is and what the actual total data is relative to the previous data that we got. And, oh, that is not the way I meant to move it. Oh, that is also not the way I meant to move that. Fail. Twice in a row. Okay. And that puts us basically right at the mark there. And there we go. Right at the 1 hour mark. I almost said the 1 minute mark. Could you imagine? And there we go. Okay, so let's go see our totals. Let's go calculate them all up. Make sure I don't take my tribute because I will ruin the data. And stop the timer thingy. And there we go. So 1 hour complete. Let's go see our data now. 6 hours of treasure maps? No. It's would be a stroke, yes. Anyways, I can never focus my eyes on it for that long, I don't think. I could probably do it for a few hours if I really wanted to, but even now my eyes are starting to get like all weird because you need to constantly be looking at the entire board constantly, a lot more than you need to on a normal board. You always need to think of where your next move is. Even if you're doing them quickly, you still need to. Actually, even probably more so, because you need to do it even quicker. But anyways, let me go see what all of our totals are and start calculating them out one by one, and then we'll get our final result. If any of you have any questions, now would be the best time to ask. If I accidentally missed any, or if you want me to go over anything or anything of the such. And after we get this data down and go over that, that'll pretty much be the end of the stream. And we'll be back in about 7 hours from now for the Guild Wars and everything later tonight. But let me go and calculate out all this data. So, first things first, how much gold did we get? We ended up getting calculator, would be helpful. Let me go get that. Clear that out. So 2,802,4,332 subtracted by the amount of gold we currently have, and then just make it positive. 2,869,990, and that comes out to 45,658 gold. So our gold is higher. So our amount of turns we did was probably higher, and everything is probably higher. So let's see if everything's higher. So 45,658 gold, still the most pitiful amount of gold I've ever seen, but is higher than the first time, so at least has that going for it. I wonder if the souls is about the same. Next is glory. Oh wait, I put the wrong title thing there. That's actually supposed to... Oh no, that's glory. Never mind. I keep forgetting how much glory I actually have. Yeah, that's my actual glory amount. 430,200. Whoa! That is a lot of glory. Whoa. That is way more than PvP, I think. I actually don't know. I forget what the rate is for PvP. I'm almost guaranteed that's more than PvP. Even on a +5 week, I think that's more. Oops, why am I trying to divide it? Click minus. Click minus, and 431,008. 808 glory. That is insane. That is over 800 glory in 1 hour. Amazing. Okay, how many souls is that? Probably a pitiful amount like before, but still gotta take it because it is resources nonetheless. 152 minus our current number, which is, well, more than before. So we definitely did more maps this hour. Even though we don't currently know how many we did, it is definitely more without a shadow of a doubt. 297, and that comes out to 3,855 souls, which is only like 52 more souls than before. So we can pretty safely say it's about 3,800 souls per hour doing at this rate. So yeah, that is a really small amount of souls. We basically got the exact same amount of souls this time around as we did the first time. So yeah, not really any difference there. Which is kind of surprising that the gold is different, but the souls isn't, but everything else is higher as well. Kind of odd. But yeah, we pretty much got the exact same amount of souls, just like 50 higher, not even. Anyways, let's go on to gems, and I'll be putting this on screen in a moment. Oh no, the way I'm recording it though is a little bit weird, and I won't be able to put it on screen easily. Okay, I need to go redo this then. My bad. Wait. I guess I'll just put all the data first, and then I'll go recopy it over. Let's see. Okay, let me go, and instead I could put it over top the other one, though it might look a little bit weird that way. Yeah, I'll just make it in its own little thing. Let me go get them all recorded first though. So 60,089 or 6,089. I wish I had 60,000 gems. Could you imagine? And then subtract it by 6,146 and 57 gems. We actually did hit less gems this hour. Let me double check that real quick, just to double check. But yeah, if I typed that in correctly, that is indeed less gems this hour. So that does mean the previous hour was actually a bit lucky. Yeah, we hit 57 gems this time around, which is actually 9 gems lower than what we did the previous time. As far as event gems, we would need to go into this menu to go check that. How many event gems? We currently have 440. Wow, we almost did the event 2 times over. 440, and subtract the 266 we had, and we did 174, which is the oh, that's great. No wonder. That is the exact, wow, talk about getting accurate data. That is exactly the same amount we got the previous time. We did 174 the first time, and we did 174 this time. That is very interesting, all factors considering. We did literally the exact same amount of 10 turns, which could mean we're slightly off on the amount of turns, so we might have still done slightly more turns this time, but they didn't carry over to 10s. But yes, we did the exact same amount of event gems. Interesting. Well, yep, 174, 2 times in a row. Well, you know that's consistent. Anyways, maps. How many maps did we use? So let me go over to the map menu. Games, how many maps we at? It's 3,563, so subtract that from our current amount that we have now. So 3,620 minus that, 5,000, oops, I did that wrong. 3,620 minus 3,563, that comes out to 57 maps. We used 3 more maps this time, though we still got the exact same amount of, thingies, though. Interesting. Same amount of event gems. And glory keys, I did keep track of this time, glory and gem keys. I don't think we got any gem keys, though there is a chance we could have gotten some glory keys. And we did. We actually did. So I believe both the times we ended up getting about 6 glory keys, because this time we got 6 glory keys. And I said we probably would have approximately gotten 6 the previous time. So it does seem like it's around 6 or so. But we got 0 gem keys. That was kind of to be expected. The chance of us even randomly getting a vault is very slim. And even if we do, the chance of that vault that we randomly got out of almost no chance, specifically being a gem key, would be even slimmer than that. But yeah, there we go. So let me go bring all that data onto screen. Let me go make it look all nice, though. So let me go copy this over again and make it look nicer because, yeah, it's currently not looking that nice. So let me go paste that over and get rid of all these. So do that. Do that. Oops, why is it so far away? Put that there, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And I'm just going to say we got 6 glory keys the first time. Good enough. No, I'm not going to bother putting that. We didn't actually test it, but I'm pretty sure it was 6. Okay, now that we tested all that, let me go take my tribute. There we go. Decent tribute. That's just pretty mid-range. Anyways, let me go bring this onto the screen into its own little chat thingy. Bring this all the way to the side. Actually, let me go spam a global chat of some kind. Let me go to global chat. Let's spam a different global chat channel. That number, whatever that number is. And... oh, whoops. What? It didn't let me go to that channel. Let's go to 667. Okay, let's go to... channel 78. Oops, did I just click none? I keep clicking none, don't I? That's why I'm not going to your channel. Why is none to the right? Okay, we'll go to 87, go. There we go. Okay, so now I'll have a clear screen to go put this data on. And let's go put the data on here. All the dots. Okay, let's go put the data point number 1. There's data point number 1. And let's go get data point number 2. And add that to a little thingy. So click add, click where to go? Click text GDI thingy. Click OK. Paste that into there. And what should we call this? Not like it matters. You know what it is. 1 hour of maps 2. There we go. Okay, and click OK. Move it to the side. Make it about the same size or so. Approximately. Good enough. And there we go. So there is 1 hour of maps 2 times over. Probably 6 glory keys both times, but yeah, as you can see, interestingly enough, same amount of event gems both times. Interesting how that worked out. At least we know that's pretty accurate data now. I think it's safe to say that you'll get about 174 event gems per hour, assuming you have the max amount of things, because it consistently did that 2 times in a row. But yeah, that's the data we have as far as what I can tell. Obviously, we could test it for more hours. Obviously, the more hours we test, the more accurate the data will be. But given that it gave the exact same amount of event gems both time, I assume that's pretty on par with what would be accurate. Because, yeah, it keeps giving the same data over and over again, or at least for that point. Of course, what specific random drops you can get vary from hour. Like, for example, that second hour, we obviously got quite a bit more glory, though we did get slightly less gems. Oh, I forgot to put how many trait stones we got. We could easily reverse that, though. Let me go get that in. Oh, never mind. We got the exact same amount of trait stones, 116, so I don't really need to put that data point there. It's the exact same amount of trait stones, because if we were to reverse the 174, it'd be 116, so it wouldn't be any different. So, yeah, same amount of trait stones, same amount of event gems. Let me go put that just for consistency's sake, I guess. Let me make that smaller. And 116. And there we go. Where'd it go? Trait stones, 116. Give or take about 10. What are you doing, JZG? You ruined my line. My line. My line. I'm going to need to go find a different global chat thingy. But there we go, I fixed it. Anyways, but yeah, there's our data we got in. Let me go check chat. It's actually not up right now because it just collapsed everything when I went and go put the data on screen. Let me go see if there's any questions or anything. And if there's not, I'm pretty much going to be heading out for now, guys. Let's see. I know, I kept hitting none on the channel selector, which was a fail. Hello, Mario. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Care to try the team you suggested earlier? Azura, Valkyrie, Skyla, and Undine. Sure, we'll go try that. I don't see why not. Oh, it's a single player game, no microtransactions. Oh, interesting. Definitely worth a shot then. Infernus, Grim, Def, Champion of Anu. Not too bad. In Orpheus. Well, definitely Infernus and Grim are pretty nice. Stop trolling it, everyone. You're ruining my data. Oh, actually, that one's not in a row. No, it's fine. But anyways, yeah, there's the data. I just wanted to have that up there, nice and neat next to each other. But yeah, if any of you has been wondering what maps give per hour, there you go. That's about the max you can get per hour from treasure maps. So again, that's about 44,000 gold, 700 glory, 3,800 souls, 60 gems, 174 event gems, 116 trait stones. It'll cost you about 55 maps per hour, and you'll expect about 6 glory keys per hour, 4 to 8, somewhere around there. But yeah, that's pretty much everything you get from doing out treasure maps, and it costs about 60 maps per hour, or 55, I mean, somewhere around that general ballpark. I guess if you were truly doing it a bit quicker and really focused, you could probably do 1 per minute, but for doing it hours on end, it's not really, I don't think it's that consistent to be able to maintain. Anyways, let me get these off screen, go to that team that was suggested, and go from there. So let me get those off screen. And, oops, that's the other data. I still have the other data set up. I should probably go delete that already. I don't know why I still have it. We don't need it anymore. That was from the most recent Treasure Gnomes. I think that was our last hour of it, where we got actually a lot of gems and stuff too, if not mistaken. That was like the 150 gem hour or something. It was really nice. Anyways, let me go and you're spamming all the Tacets. Also, all of you are probably in the normal chat here. Why am I even talking to you guys in that chat? Because anyone who's in that chat probably came there from the stream. Because no one would realistically be in a random chat channel 87. Hello, Cody. Welcome. Okay, let me go do the team that was suggested. Let's do it over this slot. So, what do we need again? We need... Where'd it go? Where did it go? You suggested a team. There it is. It is Azura. Get that in there. Get a Valkyrie in there. Get a Skyla in there. I haven't used Skyla for a while. And normally use it with more skull spam oriented teams. And get an Undine. Let's see. Undine. And there we go. Okay, we're all good. Banner, we're just going to set all into Valkyrie quickly. Oh, we're already set. Perfect. And let's go give it a shot. I'd probably prefer you doing this without Skyla, but we'll give it a shot. Why not? Let's see. Yep, of course, why not? Might as well. We'll go and, what do we even need here? I guess we'll go and probably take a skull or something. You know what, let's take a red. He's just going to entangle us. It's not that big a deal. We'll give him another skull just so he can have it. What else do we need to move here? We'll go take some reds, I guess. We'll move that away. See if we can get some Valkyries going or something. Go do that on, like, purple. See if we can get to some mana flowing. Go grab that. Get a nice explosion going around. Get like a Valkyrie or something here. We're not frozen on red, right? No. We are frozen on blue, however, though. So we will lose our turn when we go for this. But I'm still going for it. Okay, that gives us pretty much all the manas we need. He's not going to kill us directly next turn, though. So we'll go throw this down. Try getting that instant kill chance. Didn't get it, but we do get some submerges. He's going to create so much blue right here. We did not get an extra turn, which is bad. I don't have any way to kill it either. We also have no way of silencing it. So those are all concerning factors. We are frozen on blue right now too, aren't we? No, we're not actually. We'll go grab all of our... Oh wait, we are! I didn't see our freeze! Okay, good. He went for the troop that was... Okay, that went out perfectly then. So we'll go grab that and hit the 2 that can be not silenced. So we'll go do that. We're not frozen on red, right? No, we're definitely not frozen on that one. We'll get a Azura down. Get a Valkyrie afterwards. That gives us a way to kill these 2, which is the main reason I did it. Now we can go throw on last slot. Yeah, it's kind of interesting for the submerge so that we can get the extra boost ratio off of him. I don't think it's specifically worth doing it just for that, but it's an interesting concept to say the least. Yeah, we'll just go kill it with this hopefully. Come on, instant kill. Actually, I don't even need it. It would already been enough damage. And there we go. Yeah, interesting team. What are these images of which you post? Will it even work? Nope, it doesn't work unfortunately. You know how images are in YouTube chat. They never want to work. Whatever images you want to show me, just send them on the Gems of War forum to me, and I'll look at them later, whatever they may be. But anyways, guys. Oh yeah, no problem for all the info on Gems of War. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for today. we'll be back in, well, not for today, but we'll be back in 6.5 hours to go do Guild Wars, answer more questions, mess around with stuff. No worries, we will be doing no treasure hunt when we do that. We are done with treasure hunt for a little while. And once again, if you're just getting here or just for the final conclusion, I'm going to go bring the data points up one last time, as that was kind of the whole point of what we even did this stream, was to get these data points right over here. And yeah, these are basically the rights you can expect to get from doing the treasure hunt during a event thing. Well, really any time. It doesn't have to be during the event. But yeah, those are our current 2 hours. We're going to be doing more trials of it in the future, though since we already have completed the event almost like 2 times over, I'm not going to be doing any this week. But if it comes around in the next month or so, we will do a few more hours of testing of it, probably 2 more hours like we did this time. And but we could kind of see, based on the event gems being literally exactly the same, we're pretty close on how many this does per hour. So yeah, that's pretty consistent, give or take maybe like +5 to the maps, which would just ever so slightly tweak it one way or another. And of course, from hour to hour, some resources can be higher than others. As you can see, the second hour, Glory was a lot higher, but on the first hour, Gems was decently higher. So it can vary, of course, depending on what drops it feels like giving you. But anyways, yeah, that was the results of our stream. Worked out pretty nicely. A lot more gems than I was expecting, to be honest. A lot more gems and a lot more glory than I was initially anticipating. Everything else was pretty much online where I thought it was, though. I assumed it was around 1 map per minute. It's around, I actually thought it was like 2 hours to finish out the event. It's actually only like less than an hour and a half, so even quicker than I thought in that regard, though. Souls are useless like I thought it was. Gold is useless like I thought it was. Trait Stones is a little above average, but not as good as Explorer, as we already knew. So, most of it we already knew. Just that Glory and Gems, I think, were the 2 biggest points. Anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekends. Thank you all so much for coming down, and goodbye, everyone.